Hello, everybody. Hello. Hi. I made a new screen about 10 minutes ago. That's why I'm a little late, because I had to make my beautiful Princess Van Zeeks. Hi. Hello. Hi. How are you doing, Manda? How's it going? Thanks for being here. Why is my camera out of focus? There we go. But yes, I've not stopped thinking about Van Zeeks over the past 48 hours, especially after learning about that unused sprite. Why is he like that? But how are you doing today, Amanda? Also, I'm just still working on some new audio levels with the new mic, so I might just be playing around with some levels and stuff as to where I can I don't know. Still trying to figure out the best way to put photos on the mic and everything. What trial am I on? You're on the 3rd. I'm on the 4th. Today we're probably gonna finish the 4th trial. So yeah, things are getting a little juicy, but this game is so good. I'm really, really enjoying it. I feel like we're thrown into a more intensive plot much sooner than the original trilogy, which is quite interesting. And the way that the law is presented in this game is kind of it's quite different from the original trilogy and everything. Oh, need to lurk? No worries. Have fun. Thank you. Have a good lurk. But I don't know, just the complexities of the law. It's not all black and white and everything. And the jury too, yeah, having an actual jury is quite interesting. And being able to actually sway them. I didn't have to go to jury duty this week. Thankfully, they said they did not need me, which is great. But I only want to go if it's like this game, you know? I want to just yeet fire into the scales of justice to decide my verdict. But if I can't have that, then what's the point? And if the prosecutor and the defense attorney aren't hurling petty insults at each other the entire time, where's the fun in that? The fictional court is just so much sweeter when you don't have to deal with real court. That's quite nice. But yeah, I've been thinking about, why do I keep going out of focus? There we go. But yeah, I've noticed I was listening to some of my VODs with the new mic, and I think because of the noise gate I put on it, I noticed sometimes when I started speaking, when I wasn't speaking, it sounded like there was no background noise, but once I started speaking, it started picking up my air vents on my laptop, which unfortunately I can't really do anything about because I'm a laptop streamer, and I tried switching to noise suppression, so even if there's just background vents going on the entire time, even when I'm not speaking, it's less jarring when I do start speaking, and then it suddenly picks them up. So I'll watch this VOD back, listen to how it sounds after stream, just see how it compares as opposed to noise gate, or if even both would fix it. I don't know. I'm just testing out normal noise suppression, and let's hope that the sound doesn't pick up once I start speaking. Let's hope. But yeah, today, what did I do today? I played a lot of 14 today. I was gonna try to be productive today, but then Final Fantasy 14 happened. I got to level 50 White Mage today, so now I can actually queue for healer in my dailies, which is nice. But I'm close to Heaven's Ward. I'm at 2.55 right now, I believe. I'm very early in 2.55, so mayhaps next week we can start Heaven's Ward, which is exciting. I also did make an alt account because I'm insane and I've lost control of my life. I decided to make an alt on another server, and I made an alt on Famfrit. My main on Zalera is it's still gonna be my main. I'm thinking, I've toyed with the idea of making an alt for a long time because I felt like going through everything all over again would just be too overwhelming, especially when I have so many other games that I need to play, like Baldur's Gate, Star Rail. Maybe I should pick up Elden Ring again, I don't know. But, yeah. A little overwhelming, but I'm thinking maybe once I might really try to focus on the alt account once I feel like I'm reasonably caught up in my main account, once I'm caught up with MSQ, which could be a while. and then I'll kind of go through everything on the alt account again. I don't know, because I'm a completionist and I want to try to level up every class because I am insane. I have issues, but doing that on 2 accounts sounds overwhelming. So on the alt, I might just pick 1 or 2 classes to like really focus on. But on my main, I kind of want to dip my toes in everything a little bit. Since I have a melee DPS, ninja, bard is my main, so I have physical ranged, and now I have a healer. I have white mage. Now I just need to pick I need to work on either magical DPS or tank. Tanking kind of scares me a little bit, not gonna lie. I don't feel like I would be good at it or know how much to pull, you know? And, you know, it's something that gets better with practice, but still a little scary to think about. But yeah, I think that's might be what I do on my alt. It just have like really just do 1 of each category for the time being, and then once I'm caught up on main with kind of like everything, then I can start branching out into more classes. But for now, I think I am just gonna mostly focus on my main account. Yeah, I need to do, I also need to finish up the Crystal Tower stuff. I think I'm at the 2nd Alliance raid that I need to do for Crystal Tower, and I keep forgetting about that. And every day when I queue for Alliance, I always get, what is it, Labyrinth of the Ancients, the first one. And you know what, I think doing the same one has probably been a good experience to just get a feel for how those work. And I had a friend join me for my very first one, and they were kind of like helping me out and telling me what to do throughout it. And there was like, just follow everyone. Everyone's always running, just follow them and like stand on the lit panels, and they were super helpful. So I might have to have them tell me what to do for the next one too. 'Cause it's nice when somebody can coach you through the new stuff. Why is any new music? Let's put on more Brittany. I think Brittany feels very fitting for. Oh, Brittany feels very fitting for my princess. I don't know. He's my little princess. But anyways, let's hop on into the game. Why not? Also, yeah, the circus line. I was thinking about that the other day, too. I can't believe that they actually made him say, yeah, here's your pursuing a career as a clown. Here's to your career in the circus. literally that meme. You are not a clown. You are the entire circus. And apparently this game was translated after the meme. Like, it came out around, I think it came out around the time of the meme, or was translated around either one or the other, but it's not impossible that that line or that translation was a reference to the meme. And I don't know what I would prefer, honestly. Would I prefer it to be a silly coincidence, or for the translators to be intentional in that regard? I don't know. I don't know what I would prefer. But either way, alrighty. I don't think we have a ton left in this trial, but we should finish case 4 today. And then we'll go on to number 5, and I really doubt we will finish it this week. I didn't know how long these cases would take, so we're probably not gonna finish the first game this week. Maybe next week, though. I'm hiccuping. And next week is also when I wanted to start Heavensward, so like, another thing postponing all that. Anyways, let's go see the Horan, the clown. That's quite a juxtaposition of words. There he is! That's my beautiful princess! Hi! Oh yeah, we just put, Joan Yaradeb on the stand. We just put the maid on the stand. And now once again, I'm speculating as to whether she's the actual Joan Garadeb or the, the victim. I'm kind of wondering if this, once again, the crackpot theory that may be real, because my crackpot theories do come true quite often. I'm thinking that maybe, since her name wasn't confirmed, maybe her name is Olive Green, and they swapped out her, like, belongings and everything. They got her name from her belongings, they said. And mayhaps, they, the imposter Joan, like, transplanted them or, like, swapped them out so as to hide the identity of the victim. I don't know. I guess we'll find out today. Anyway, Hello, baby girl. Witness, state your name and occupation. Oh, yes. My name is Joan Garadeb. And I'm, well, I'm a juror and such like. She's been going back and forth as to whether she was his wife or not. Housewife or maid or what anymore. I wonder if that has anything to do with any potential secret identity stuff. The court has decided that your testimony is required in order to clarify matters in this case. Do you understand, madam? Yes, my lord. You'll tell the court everything that took place in your household on the evening in question. There's his little point, the little limp wrist point. And I warn you, do not attempt to hide the truth. Oh, dearie me. You know, Joni, nothing to worry about now. Oh, is that Mr. Oh, he's here. How'd he get here? Also just changing up one little thing on the mic. How did he get here? Yeah. Wasn't he, like, confined to, his room somehow? Doesn't he have, like, bad knees? Oh, I didn't know you were here, John. Okay. Hello, Ash! How are you doing? How's it going? Oh, do you want to see my new starting screen? I had to put the beautiful princess on here, the way he just sits like that. But how are you doing? How is it going? True, yes! He's just... He's not left my brain. Like, he's the guy of this game that the more I learn about him, the more I want to throttle him. Like, I kind of figured this would happen with all the bitchy prosecutors in this game are like that, but... Man, it's just the way he acts like so unabashedly, like that, like, with the limp wrist points, just tossing the wine bottles over his shoulder, like, all that. Currently painting my sculpting project. Can I DM you something? Yes. Is this the character that you said I would like? Because, yeah. You guys know me. Yeah. And I feel like once I learn, I hope I get to learn a little more about his backstory, because we have with all the other prosecutors in the original trilogy. And so if the same happens here, and, he's got a little bit of a tragic backstory, mayhaps. It's over. It's gonna be Jover. Anyways, hi, Crescent Moon Boy. Wasn't only you in the room that day, old thing, was it? Rather think I ought to testify as well, don't you? But what about your knee, dear? Don't you worry about that. Hardly notice it. I'm not the sort of chap to leave a comrade to face disciplinary action alone. Are you an accomplice in this? Is she the killer and you're an accomplice? Oh, John. I presume you are Mr. John Garadeb? Yes, sir. Former 2nd Lieutenant of the 3rd Regiment of the 4th Northumberland Fusiliers, sir. Seen my fair share of action and now living the quiet life, as it were. The quiet life? Were you not engaged in an incendiary battle with your spouse on the day in question? Well, yes, just send heart emoji, thank you. I need to see this. Yeah, you guys know me too well. You were right on the money. Right on the money. I love a pathetic slut like that. I believe this may represent a first in the proud history of the British court. Calling a juror to the witness stand is unprecedented. However, the court will hear your testimony now, juror number 4, and that of your husband. You will recount clearly and concisely the events in your home at the time of the incident in question. Sir, at once.
I'd hit it.
I hit it. Hi, Reaper, how are you doing? Thanks for being here. How are you? The Battle of Garadeb. This a battle. Yes, on the day you're referring to, the wife and I did have a bit of a skirmish. Can't recall the reason now. Was it really over that note? Maybe she didn't even remember his name. I don't know. Knocked a candlestick over and set fire to the carpet. Soon had it out, though, and got the window open. Meanwhile, I was picking up whatever I could find to throw at him. Plenty of knives around our place. Can't say I noticed if one or two went missing, I'm afraid. That belly thing in the victim's back really was one of ours. You'd have a job proving it, I think. Although she seemed to know what the knife in the evidence looked like. She had some kind of reaction to it. Sounds as though it was quite the battlefield in your house that evening. You're witnessing two streamers playing the Ace Attorney series, decided to join the one that makes it feel like an OG experience? Wait, do you mean me? Or... but hi, how are you? Are you watching somebody play, like, the original trilogy? Oh my god, thanks! Is this other person playing the original trilogy, then? Counting down the days to Apollo Justice, still. Although, an entirely one-sided assault, it seems. The enemy caught us on the hop, sir. Had no choice but to dig in and take defensive matters. To be honest, if the enemy had kept shutting us for another minute, we'd have been toast. They're playing, ooh, the Ace Attorney, nice. Are they, do you know what case they're on? Because I'm curious. This game comes and goes in my brain, this whole series. They're so far from seeing Dahlia. Ooh, I was even looking through some Ace Attorney memes earlier today. I think playing this game has got me back in the mood for it. Man, I love this series. Red, white. Ah, okay, that's very early. That's the second case in the whole franchise. Of course, a veteran such as myself is only too aware that on every battlefield, you're just a gnat's whisker from death at any moment. Are we still talking about a marital quarrel here? Oh, he's slipping into his role as a witness, you know? Witnesses become their job, and they become sort of like caricatures, per se. They got some sort of gimmick. He wasn't really leaning into the gimmick when we saw him the other day, but now here he is, and he didn't really seem to care about, like, being a veteran or much, but I had to leave before I blew up the whole game. Yeah, don't spoil it for them. Well, I must say I'm dubious that this testimony will shed any light on the origins of this jackknife. In combat, one's focus narrows such that surroundings are barely noticed. These witnesses may not be able to offer anything more than they have testified already. This may be a dead end. Was there any news about our Thundercock man, Kazu? He's still dead as a doornail. We're still wearing his badge and carrying his sword. I miss him. I still miss him so much. Wait, do I have autoplay on? I still miss him very much. I was literally thinking about her. Why did this man with a goofy haircut and slightly larger than average boobs capture me so quickly? It might be because I'm playing as Ryunosuke, you know, so like I vicariously feel that attachment to Kazuma through him. Sometimes I feel like I can still hear his voice, yeah! Is he pulling a Mia Fey? We need a spirit medium. Come on, get a spirit medium in here. I mean, he kind of was present to our Dahlia. I guess Brett kind of reminded me of Dahlia because, you know, like the oops, I bonked my mic. The lady with the poisoning, and then the Phoenix type character, Ryunosuke, and then Feeny either considering or actually consuming the poison in the court. Because when you examine the wine bottle, Ryunosuke's like, boy, I'm thirsty. Might as well take a sip from this. Can I tell you something? Yes, please do. Please do. Susato being the standee for Maya. Can she bring him back, please?
Well, whatever the chances. We only have this last cross-examination to uncover the truth, Mr. Naruhodo.
Check my DMs one more time, okay? You know me too well, Kazuma! Kazuma is... Yeah, you're so right. Kazuma is probably my favorite. And he's not even here!
Just the little shit wormed his way into my brain! Like a mind flayer tadpole!
But yeah, you know me. You're right on the money. Sad. Let's hope he can pull through. Yep, you're so right, Kazuma and Barak, yeah. We have to uncover the truth. Alright, let's do this. Do it for him. We probably need to make a connection between the knife and... I mean, the tip was missing from the knife. Oh yeah, we fucked up a lot. But yeah, the tip was missing from the knife. That was like the one thing that we noticed. And there was no blood on it too. But the tip is missing. Yeah. Is this the first time I actually got the man that took the moon to yeah, we didn't see him in the courtroom at all yet. We only saw him in his apartment the other day. But his wife was the maid was a juror number 4, but we put her on the stand because she seems to know some things. Still be lost in the victim, do you?
Oh dear, I hope not.
I think that's the only point of interest on this knife. The tip. There's like no other identifiers on it. Okay. We know the reason. Should we expose them like that? The reason is what you told us yesterday, I believe.
Yes, that's right. If I remember correctly, it all started because of a note that was tucked into the pages of a book belonging to Mr. Garrett.
A rather passionate note, in fact. When Mr. Garrett found the note, discovering her husband's little secret, but it wasn't even addressed to him, well...
And she gave him a mighty number of slaps across the face for it, too.
What a sordid state of affairs. Hell on earth. This fucking this drama queen. Why does he make me laugh? Just with his sprites. Why does this make me laugh? I say. Oh, when a chap says he can't recall such things, it's common decency not to drag it all up. I love that line, yes. Marital disputes, hell on earth. Thank God I'm not a heterosexual. And besides, half of it was wide of the mark anyway. Is that the Edgeworth of Great Britain? Pretty much. A likely story. Wait, have you been here for other trials where he appeared, Reaper? Cause his mannerisms, his whole shtick, his gimmick. You know, all the prosecutors got a gimmick. Edgeworth is Edgeworth. Francisca has the whip and calls people fools. Godot's got his coffee and is just overtly flirty. Also, I was thinking about this earlier. I think Van Zieks is by far sluttier than Godot. Cause Van Zieks is effortlessly slutty. Godot, I feel like he's more horny than slutty. Like, the horny is just baked into him as a character, but not inherently so with Van Zieks. And that makes all his mannerisms that much more slutty. That's just how I see them. It's the Catholic guilt, yeah! Honestly, yeah. Yeah, we got Pain in Japan and now Edgeworth in Britain, yeah. Is she gonna pour tea on him here? These waters run very deep. And what transpired next after these multiple blows to the face? The candlestick. And then you open the window. Fire and window open. And the fire also spread to some items of furniture, didn't it? The bookcase, my armchair, anything of mine, really. Just so happened there was some bathwater around that evening, so I sloshed that about to put it out. And so while the fire was raging, she just kept throwing stuff at you. She didn't even try to put out the fire. Priorities. A most precarious situation to put yourself in. Ours is a 3-story townhouse on the west side of the street, where the water main isn't connected yet. Had to draw water from a public water pump during the day if you need any, you see. The lodgers are always moaning that they can't get any water at night. Although, that little moustached Japanese man buys water in bottles, I believe. The defendant, Mr. Natsume, you mean? Shout out to that one night I went on Barack Van Ziek's internalized homophobic Catholic guilt period typical Once I finish this game, I need Rex. I need those fix. Because I need those. Mr. Judge, you want to play a little further? Yeah, we got the Santa judge. He's got the floofy beard. The floofiest beard of all the judges we've seen. Oops. Something. Whoopsies. He receives a stipend for his studies from his home country. Being able to brew pot of tea at all hours, he's obviously very well off. He got your apartment because it was cheap, dude. Have you actually seen the state of the man? I need to see Van Zeek's. Okay, yeah, next time it pans over to him. Also, I need all the fic recs, Ash, between you and Kyle. There's like that one that you mentioned, right? Safe to assume this is a German? That's what I assumed at first. Because his name kind of sounds like German, but he is here in Britain. I've just been giving him... I do feel like he is like the Edgeworth of this game for sure, in terms of just like the bitchy prosecutor kind of thing. Yeah, he feels like a Von Karma era Edgeworth, like Ace Attorney 1 Edgeworth before Turnabout Goodbyes. But yeah, I need the fic recs. Yes. Oh, he's Dutch, but he's from a British. It's a Dutch name, but he's from a British family. Okay, I see. Alrighty.
I believe he uses all of his income to buy books.
Well, anyway, the point is, I was able to douse the fire with water, fortunately enough. And picking up whatever he could find to throw at him. Even though the room was on fire, yeah, as far as I was concerned at the time. It was more important to extinguish my anger than the flames. When a woman wants to throw, she must throw. So true, bestie.
That is most certainly not true of a Susato takedown, Mr. Naruhodo.
How did you know I was thinking that? Hey, sometimes when you gotta throw, you gotta throw. So, please cast your mind back and try to remember. Was a knife among the items that you threw at your husband that day? In all honesty, I don't recall. But I feel I must point out that I'm no monster. Let me see. Some bread, cabbage. Cabbage!
By Jupiter!
By Jove, a napkin! A cabbage!
I'm rocking it, huh?
I need to add, I'm rocking it, huh? To the Persona 4 quote line. Even if it's from a spin-off game, I need to add that line. I need to. Joan is so skilled that she can talk while drinking hot tea. I feel like that's just a British trait. Can all British people talk and drink tea at the same time? It like only works with tea, no other liquid, right? They can, like, if they're drinking like water or something else at the same time, even if tea is just hot leaf juice, sorry, Iroh, even if it is just like leaf water, it's different. You can talk while drinking tea simultaneously if you are British. A cabbage. They killed Ai-chan's ancestor. No! See, my brain went to Adachi baby. I guess, yeah, oh my god, we have like the cabbage trilogy. The father, the cabbage man from Avatar, the son, Adachi, and the Holy Spirit, Ai-chan. The Holy Cabbage Trinity. Do you remember what she threw at you? Mr. Garadeb? Don't shoot! Sorry, I beg your pardon? Did your wife's remark just now bring something to mind? Nothing of any significance, no. Just that barrage of projectiles the old thing launched in my direction was so much more solid than she implies. Books, bricks, and the fire poker, I seem to recall. The Cabbage Man from Avatar, yes! My cabbages! I have a Funko Pop of him.
I keep hitting my mic. I'm not used to the location yet, but I have the Funko of him and his cabbage cart. It's kind of dusty. I need to clean it off, but yeah, he's got a full cart of cabbages. I keep him away from Aang and company. I keep him separate from them for obvious reasons. Anyways, she threw a fire poker at you. And the woman's name is Uncanny. Ah! Good grief, woman! We're not at home now. This is a court of law. She landed a direct hit. Ooh. Man's traumatized, yeah. Oh, dearie me, ever so sorry. Yeah, she does not want him to speak.
I splashed myself, my mic was tipping. Sorry, I'm still getting used to this new positioning, and sometimes it's the way I have it positioned, it kind of like tends to lean. I apologize. And I just spilled water. It had to do that as I was drinking, so I apologize. What's she even doing with a teapot in here? She's British. All British people carry teapots at all times. He looks worse than Phoenix. Yeah, he needs sleep. Probably, like, he's dealing with more intense circumstances right off the bat than Phoenix. Honestly, John, I would never have thrown such things at you, obviously. Well, take a look at this then. How do you suppose that happened, What? Your pipe, sir? Had this thing in my hand as usual at the time of the onslaught. Her soft projectiles. What if the other tip of the knife is, like, lodged in the pipe or something? Hello, Buster, you have awoken the savage gene. What do you mean by that? Were you having insomnia? Yeah, because if he sleeps, he sees Kazuma and he just wakes up crying. But he's fine. He can get through it. Do I know when to pick the thing up? But it's broken in two. I'd like to see a sponge do that sort of damage.
Surrounded by absolute fools.
That's a Van Zeek's kind of line. And on, sorry, there's like water splotches on my shirt. I'll be back. I'm gonna put on a hoodie. We're doing it for him. Yes, we are doing it for him. Alrighty. Ah. Sorry, still adapting to the new mic. Some artist DM'd me. Oh no, so it's and goodbye. Oh no. Hello, goodbye. Oh my god. Did they just like DM'd you out of the blue? Huh. Or oh, you said that. I see, your pipe was broken. It would never have been sent flying unless it was hit by something pretty solid. Anyway, I've managed to bandage the thing up for now. Huh, you are one to exaggerate, aren't you, dear? I wonder what we should make of this account. It could be important. Something sharp and heavy was definitely thrown, and or heavy. The defense believed Mr. Garrett's remarks just now to be of great significance. Here he is. This war veteran's words only tell us one thing. Betray a fiery wife, and pipes, as well as hearts, may be broken. What a life lesson. See, this is him. Look at this little fruity point. Who points like this? And he like turns to and shows his back like that. Who points like that? Yeah, look at him! He's a JoJo character! Oh my god, what would his stand be? Although this would be, this is in like the 1890s, late 1890s or so. So it would be closest to Phantom Blood, so would he be a Hamon user? Or no, he's kind of like a vampire. Would he be like, Dio? Sentimental wisdom, perhaps, but hardly worthy of adding to the formal testimony. Indeed. Common sense, one might say. Might one?
In that case, would you at least permit us to examine the pipe, sir?
Well, I don't see why not. Are we gonna find the tip of the knife lodged in there? Oh, dearie me, there you go again, trying to ingratiate yourself with a young lady. Ma'am. Very well, the court will accept the gentleman's pipe as evidence. Okay, it fell and broke.
I hope I didn't speak out of turn, Mr. Naruhodo. I was just feeling rather disappointed for you that your request was turned down.
Oh, no. Hey, you should be the lawyer here, ma'am. Like, I don't care if it's my dead boyfriend's will or anything. You're clearly more skilled at this than me. Although I guess women can't be lawyers at this time. But still. Oh, would you looky here? Something just twinkled inside the chamber of the pipe there.
Yes, I saw it. Something's stuck in there, I think.
Let's turn it over and give it a shake. What's this?
It's a tiny fragment of metal. It looks like the tip of a blade or something.
Yes, a blade shard. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. That's probably the only big point of interest, right? Or there's a crack there. There's a small nick out of the bowl here. Look. It appears to have made relatively recently, probably with a shard, yeah.
And see how there are little scrapes and dents all over it? It's clearly a well-loved pipe.
Yes, you're right. Seems to me recently that being well-loved goes hand in hand with getting some battle scars. This particular nick is catching my eye, though, because it's clearly new. And then the tape, this is probably not significant, but... Lifeless blade shard, oh man. Savor it for me. Looks to be in a sorry state. Can Blade and Kazuma swap places? I know that's what Blade wants. But for some reason it feels slightly ominous to me, like it's trying to shout out a warning. Probably because it's in the same blue as Mr. Garadeb's dressing gown.
I suppose it must have considerable sentimental value to Mr. Garadeb, given that he's gone to the trouble of repairing it like this.
Either that or he can't afford to replace it. That's the only point of interest, right? Well, we got the shot. Yeah, sharing the opposite fate, yeah. This is a tiny piece of metal we found in the chamber of Mr. Garadeb's pipe.
It looks like the tip of a blade or something.
Yeah. We'll see if Jingliu, yeah. I guess we will see. Here I'm gonna try to get Jingliu. If I don't, it is what it is. Like, I won't be, like, upset. But I don't have, like, any mats. Well, I have a lot of destruction materials saved up that I got from events. Like, from the events when Blade and IL were running, we got, like, destruction drops from that. I have those. And if I don't get her, I'll just put them into Clara, because I want to build Clara. I need some, like, AoE physical. Thanks to Susato-san, we have some new evidence to work with. Yes, we do. Here goes Sela. Ooh, yeah. Part of me, the voices are kind of telling me to go for Sela's light cone or some Eidolons, because she's my girl and I want her to be as cracked as possible. But also, Topaz and Numby their animations look cute with Numby's little attacks. I'm gonna be tempted to pull for Topaz solely because Numby's adorable. At the moment, focused on Welt after finishing FMC. Nice. I need to invest in my Fire main character as well. I really do. And at some point I should pre-farm for Welt, but I've got some time. I think I'm at like 210 pulls on standard, and I'm gonna pick him for my 300 if I don't get him before then. So I got a little time, but I'd like to have all his materials pre-farmed so I can just like instantly level him once I get him. Alright, well, thank you for that rebuttal, Mr. Garadeb. Now if we could return to the crux of the matter, what can you tell the court about the knife used to attack the victim? Plenty of knives, can't say I noticed if one or two went missing. That thing in the victim's back was one of ours. Alright, I'm gonna try... What if I present the tip here? I might be jumping the gun, but let's see.
Objection.
Oh, there we go, cool. Mr. Garadeb, could I ask you to take a good look at this, please? You can ask, but I can't see a bally thing. You can't? Used to call me Dead-Eye Deb back in the regiment, of course. But that was some time ago now. Even when I'm trying to enjoy a large print book by the fire these days. I struggle to tell a B from a D and a P from a Q, to be honest. Is that gonna be important somehow? Oh, he does, dearie me. It's rather wearing being asked about every other letter and every other word. You must be very dizzy. What is that? A tiny scrap of metal? Yes, almost certainly from the tip of a blade. And what may appear at first to be just a tiny scrap is in fact a crucial piece of evidence. Interesting. And where did the defense come by this evidence? It was lodged in the chamber of Mr. Garredub's pipe. My pipe, you say? By Jove, I wonder how that got in there. Was he still smoking it while there was a piece of metal in there? I mean, obviously he didn't know it was there, but still. Kind of reminds me of, you know what, I kind of see it. He's kind of has like that early JoJo kind of facial structure with like the chiseled jawlines and everything. And I feel like the hair is also kind of similar. And what precisely does this fragment of metal signify, Council? Are you suggesting that it is in some way related to the matter of the stabbing on Briar Road? Yes, indeed. I am. What? When put together with another piece of evidence already in the court record, I believe this tiny fragment of metal will unravel the whole truth of the case, my lord. Oh wait, oh, his whole robe is burnt. You appear rather confident in that extraordinary statement, Counsel. Very well then. Present the pertinent evidence to the court.
Take that!
We got it. This is the knife that was found in the victim's back. If you look closely, you will see that there is a small piece at the tip of the blade that is missing. A common issue with the inferior blades sold at unsavory street markets. Criminals who use them regularly leave the tips lodged in their victims' bones. And what of this particular knife? No doubt its tip has suffered a similar fate now languishing somewhere near the spine of the victim. Why not line them up here? Wouldn't it be embarrassing if these don't match up? No, that's not the case. The tip of this particular knife's blade is the very fragment of metal we discovered in the chamber of Mr. Garredub's pipe. Ah? What was that? What was that? Every new sprite! I swear to God, what was that? It was like a little dramatic, like, you know, like. Like, rather than like Edgeworth taking like, ooh, kind of like damage like that, bro just went, oh. He was just like, oh. I love this man so much. He's so silly and pathetic and Anyways, good grief, Lord Van Zeeks, what are you doing? He's got a heart attack. I don't believe it. There he's angry. He's angry. The knife from the crime scene and this fragment of metal are a perfect match. Yes, you can taste the theater. Yeah, the theater kid energy, so true. Once again, I think in order to be a prosecutor in this universe, you have to have a minor in theater. Good golly gosh. Bro. Oda! Is this some sort of Eastern sorcery? No, my dude, it's a... Oh, he is mad. I've let her drop the soliloquy of the decade. Yes! I think he should, yeah. This is no magic, my lord. This is a miracle. A miracle? So Van Zeeks has figured it out, has he? Counsel, explain this extraordinary coincidence at once. Yes, my lord. The crucial point we have to ask ourselves here is when did the fragment of metal find its way inside Mr. Garredub's pipe? I feel good. I feel God in this court tonight. Yes!
Something that was clarified for us in the most recent witness testimony.
The origin of the knife. Had this thing in my hand as usual at the time of the onslaught. Knocked it clean out with one of her soft projectiles, she did, yes. Which would have never been sent flying unless it was hit by something pretty solid. And what was that solid thing? Oh, she's shaken. Oh, dearie me. During the argument between these two that occurred just as the victim was on the pavement below, Mrs. Garadeb flung this knife at her husband. However, the knife missed Mr. Garadeb, instead striking the pipe in his hand at the time, which caused the tip to break off. Of course. Good lord! Yes, and that is when the tip of the tiny blade found its way inside Mr. Garadeb's pipe. The chances of that are 1,000,000 to 1! And yet there's no other credible explanation for how the tip of the blade ended up in your pipe. Then, after losing its tip, the knife ricocheted off the pipe and flew out of the open window. Ah! Yeah, British Santa's about to have a heart attack, just like Van Zeek's did. In short, this knife, which fell from the window of the Garadeb's house, is the very same knife that struck the victim in the middle of the back on the street below. Oh gosh, oh dear, oh no! Is this gonna be another accidental attack? Or was this coordinated? All right, what are we toasting to this time, buddy? Are you gonna, no, he's gonna throw that thing or smash it. A full-bodied theory, I'll give you that. A complex bouquet of seemingly trivial points, plausibly arranged to create an almost passable vintage. Allow me to toast my learned friend's characteristically Nipponese approach to bottling his argument. Sorry? Yeah, I mean, he is called the Reaper of the Bailey, anybody that is put up against him, anybody that he prosecutes against is inevitably doomed, and sometimes the defendants are called sacrificial lambs, so who's to say he's not drinking the blood of former defendants? But after all, it is just a theory. A game theory. The bottle, I fear, is corked. Because, you see... It's spoilt by an insurmountable inconsistency. I think that's the 7th Ryu death of this case, but the leg slam gets me every time. Lord Van Zeeks, explain yourself. What is this inconsistency you claim to have identified? An inconsistency of the simplest nature, my lord. The victim was found with the knife planted in the middle of her back. Yes, in her... Ah! See, this was intentional. Hey, stop it! Don't do that to him! Stop it! That's right, you silly little man! Now, journaled thing, what are you getting so excited about? This was intentional. Let us consider the basic facts of the case once more. The victim was walking along the pavement before being stabbed in the back and falling to the ground. If the knife that struck her had fallen from above, there's no possible way it could have planted itself into the victim's back. Yeah! 8th death. Oh my god, she's out of the crate! Oh my god. All I'm saying is the flexibility needed. You know what? You're so true. It's the theater training. Mayhaps he was a musical theater performer, and he needed a little dance training. Quite right, you seer. That's exactly right. If the knife had fallen on her from above, it would have struck her on the top of her head. Maybe it just fell to the ground, and then you went down and saw it lying on the ground, you went to get it. Maybe one of you went down to get it or something, but... If one of them went down, they would have obviously picked up the book or something, right? Sable to Godot, his chalice of blood. What, you mean like drink it? Like, you mean like chug it? Well, he's lost for words, look. I knew it. I never liked his theory in the first place. I don't know though, what really did happen? Mayhaps it was just a weapon. Oh, someone a whole new one. Oh yeah, he absolutely has. He's already crushed several glasses during this trial. He's got he has a pouring animation. Have we seen that yet? Have we? No, I feel like we have, right? If a theory has even one inconsistency, it cannot stand. Your theory, my learned friend, is history!
I need to crush him in my fist!
We were so close, I could see the truth. I was so sure we were on the right track. He takes the bottle and pours it and like swirls it. Oh yes, we have seen that. He's so like... Man. Men that make me lose the ability to speak because of how over the top they are. Yeah. Now the way has been blocked completely, by just one simple inconsistency. Or in other words, oh.
We simply need to eliminate that one inconsistency and the theory will stand.
Man, I thought there was gonna be a Ryunosuke, it's me, believe in yourself moment. Angie noises that only dogs can hear, so true. My doggies downstairs are probably twitching in their sleep. He takes Zeke's on a 1v1 battle to see who's the hardest. Heh. See, Susato should be the lawyer here. But yeah, maybe... It was a weapon that was conveniently placed on the ground, and she happened to be walking by, and then somebody just took it. One of them went down to get it, probably the Joan, and then went stab. Miss Susato?
You mustn't worry, Mr. Naruhodo. You were just caught off guard, that's all, and your mind went blank. But if the path you were on is indeed correct, then a way will present itself. The key to this is in the court record, I'm sure. All the information you need is there.
Shows the hand, It said, yeah. Single stab wound, no other signs of injury. Okay. No other signs of injury. Her name was gleaned from her personal effects. What if that was planted on her? It seems you have nothing to say, my Nipponese friend. Well, your silence speaks volumes. A tacit acceptance that your theory is fatally flawed. That pose! That is a JoJo pose, I guess. Objection! Shinji pose. This inconsistency doesn't mean I was on the wrong track. It means that I need to sharpen my mind and dig deeper for the truth. It's a test. Yes. If the knife fell onto the victim from above, there's no way that it could have hit her in the middle of her back. Under normal circumstances, that is. What are you implying? He's about to pull the comeback of a century? Oh, hell yeah. Counsel? There's a piece of evidence in the court record that can explain this inconsistency. That can explain how the knife that fell from above could have pierced the victim's back. We already have the answer. Goodness! Utter madness! Surely this must be the last time. Huh. Alrighty. This is the last inconsistency, the final piece in the puzzle. If I can successfully make sense of this, the truth will be laid bare at last. How the falling knife became lodged in her back. Whoopsies. We're gonna save again. The evidence is this. So when do we meet the Dahlia Hawthorne? I mean, I feel like the perpetrator in the first case was kind of like that, but I don't know if she's gonna come back. If she comes back for retribution, that would be interesting. But I don't know. Okay. Explains how it became... No other signs of injury. Okay. How... Ah, the book! She was probably walking by, saw shit flying out of the window, like the book, bent over to pick up the book, like, what the hell? And while she was bent over, the knife fell and hit her in the back. So, would that be the photo then, maybe? I'm gonna go with this. To see she's holding it. This is how she came to hold it, I'm guessing. I'll try the photo as opposed to the book itself. And we'll see if that works. She bent over to pick up the book. I'm gonna go with that.
Take that!
There we go! I love when the music stops. This, the fourth book found at the scene. This is the final piece of evidence the defense will present. The burnt book? Is that not Mr. Garadeb's book? Yes. And to understand its significance, we have to consider how it came to be at the scene in the first place. This photographic print clearly shows the book in question, and the victim holding it in her hand. But as we know now, shaking my ass to this song kinda slaps. It was the police constable that put the book between her fingers like that, but he said she was holding it whenever he found her. Right so, as part of his wholesale transplanting the crime scene to the opposite side of the road. However, as part of his testimony, Constable Beat made an extremely enlightening statement on that point. But what made you place the book in the victim's hand? Well, sir, that's because that's how I found it. When we first ran over to the scene, the victim was already holding the book. So, when I moved everything, I made sure it was still in her hand. In other words, the victim had already picked up the book of her own volition. And clearly, that must have been before she suffered the knife wound. Well, I should say so. After being attacked with a knife, I don't imagine she'd have been doing much of anything. So the question becomes, why did the victim have that book in her hand? Why are the cat straps and oh, he's just stimming. He's just stimming. Rolly. He's a pathetic man. He's a little sleepy. By Jingo! I think I'm beginning to see what may have happened now. Was this really another accidental attack? Oh, dearie me! Oof. Man. We know that the book fell from the top floor of the Garadeb household onto the pavement below, at precisely the moment that the victim was walking past. Yes, at exactly that moment. The young woman was walking along the street in the light fog, when all of a sudden, a book fell right in front of her. The book I threw? Yes, Mrs. Garadeb, and what do you think the woman did? What would you do if you're walking along and suddenly a book landed in front of you on the pavement? Well, I really can't imagine it, but I suppose she might have reached down. She's cute! Look at her, she's so cute! And picked the book up. Yes, that is exactly what the woman in fact did. She picked up the book. Oh heavens! And when the woman reached down to pick the fallen book up, what position would her back have been in? That's right, facing the sky, completely and utterly defenseless. Then, in the very next moment, while the woman was still bent over picking up the book, The next object fell from the room above, the jackknife, straight into the middle of her back. And at the same time, walking by chance directly behind Miss Green, was the defendant, Mr. Sosuke Natsume. Well, I never! It appeared to Mr. Natsume that the woman simply collapsed on the floor, in the dark and the fog. He didn't see the knife falling on her from above. Oh! And from the other direction, the constable and his wife saw no one but the victim and her apparent attacker. So there never was a real culprit to run from the scene in the first place. No, this was nothing more than a series of unlikely events that culminated in an unfortunate accident. Are we not gonna... if a single knife stab, I don't know, maybe paralyzed? I think that's kind of what happened. DGS is such an interesting game because you're so used to a cut and clear victim defendant actual murder system. Yeah, I was just thinking that. Because if we don't... Like, this is what a defense attorney's job is. Yeah, the stabbing sent her into a coma. Yeah. A defense attorney's job is to prove that their client is innocent, not to find the true culprit. So this is interesting. Yeah, it's not like... It's not so, like, clear and stuff. Like, yeah, that's kind of interesting. I really like that aspect of this. I really like the direction this is going in terms of, like, the court practice. And that is the real truth behind this case. Well, Mr. and Mrs. Garadeb? The very first time you showed me that knife, I had my suspicions. I wondered if perhaps it might have been something like that. There, old bean. Poor Mrs. Garadeb. So she really is the real Mrs. Garadeb. It's not an imposter type thing. Remember when I played through Mr. McGilda's case and I felt so unsatisfied because I didn't know who actually did it. Because, yeah, it really, like, subverts your expectations as to how, like, these cases are typically play out. And I really like that. It feels more... Like, feels like the stakes are higher and everything, and like... I don't know how to explain it. I'm not gonna put my thoughts into words, but... Yeah, it makes the whole job so much more, like, nuanced, I feel. It only gets better. I'm excited. I'm excited! Of course, I never meant for anything of the sort to happen, but... It was all my fault, wasn't it? I just hope, Natsume doesn't die, though. I'm worried about him, considering what happened to Mr. McGilded. I take full responsibility. I let my anger get the better of me. I threw that book. And I threw the knife as well. John, dear. It's all right. I know. I'm ever so sorry. Truly. I'm sorry! Oh, she dropped the tea! I think that's the biggest sin she committed as a British person, dropping the teapot. Oh. Oh, work those thighs, buddy. Man. My friends and I have this text post we reference. With every visual novel, the first half should be like jury duty, and the second half should consistently punch you in the throat every 3 seconds. That's 1 versus 2. Oh, I cannot wait to see what happens with 2 then. She will order your execution for wasting the tea! She's been taken to the infirmary. It would appear that today's events had left her in an especially flustered state. However, I believe she will recover in due course. There is no cause for concern. Yes, unbeknownst to themselves, they caused what could have easily been a terrible tragedy. They shall have to prepare themselves for the consequences of their actions. There is some good news, however, my lord. I have just had word from the hospital where the victim is being treated. Her condition is improving steadily, and the doctor believes she will regain consciousness soon. Are we gonna hear it from her? I'm curious, because it's strange. We've been talking about the victim all this time, but we never once met her. What if the name we have recorded on her isn't her real name then? I am kind of worried about that.
How wonderful! The woman is out of danger, it seems.
Yes, that is good news. So, Mr. Sosuke Natsume? Hi! Hi, buddy. Yes. On behalf of my fellow countrymen, I would like to take this opportunity to beg your pardon, sir. You came from your distant eastern homeland to study our great British culture, and have been repaid with immeasurable unkindness. Please accept our heartfelt apologies. No, it is me who should be begging your pardon. Huh? Oh no, Mr. Natsume. That evening, when a young woman just collapsed on the pavement before my eyes, I jumped to the wrong conclusion again in my confusion. Oh, what conclusion, sir? I was sure that the woman was dead. Oh, yeah.
Yes, Constable Beat said the same thing, didn't he? He thought she'd been killed too.
Did they feel for a pulse? I mean, obviously Sosuke didn't, but, did the constable? Was the body? Suppose she must have looked completely lifeless. Aww. It's been about a year since I arrived in Great Britain now, but I still can't get used to life here. I can't relax. I'm sure there are evil spirits lurking in the fog, like they're haunting me. It's the 1800s what are pulses. Poor Sosuke-san. His imagination really got the better of him.
Yes, poor man.
So when it happened, I thought the young woman had been taken by the fog spirits. This isn't Persona 4. There's no fog spirits here. I should never have dropped my books like that and ran away. Hey, you would understandably be panicked at that.
Great vegetables.
She turned into a great vegetable because of this case. She's in a coma. She is a great vegetable. Thank you, Dojima. That was foul. Instead, I've managed to create a rift in the relationship of trust between our two empires. It's not your fault. No, you did nothing wrong. And for that, I am truly sorry. Oh wait, oh, he's so short. He's so tiny. Aww. One could indeed that some sort of mischievous spirit has been at work here, I think. One that created a chain of unfortunate mishaps. Did Lemony Snicket write this game? We were befooled by the spirit and led to false conclusions. But thanks to Lord Van Zeeks and our young lawyer here from the east, that chain has now been broken and the spirit exorcised. I heartily commend you both. Oh my god, teamwork! Now then, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Yes, my lord. In concluding this trial, I must ask one last time for your decisions regarding the defendant's culpability. Are you ready to present your findings to the court? Let's crank that soldier boy! In celebration, baby! As the foreman of this jury, I can assure you we reached a fair and just conclusion. I do declare the truth can be extremely cruel at times. Well, I didn't suspect the woman next to me, that's for sure. Sitting in for the old bean while she's out of action, you know? But I know what her decision would be. Does this mean I'll finally be able to get out of here and start work? Yeah, we have a jury, and we get to talk to them and help them change their minds. I say, I'll have a corker of a story to tell the grandchildren when I get home, won't I? Very well, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. I hereby demand your final decisions. Mr. Foreman?
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Yes! Let's go! And I hope Natsume lives. I'm so scared. Woo! And And Van Zeeks isn't gonna do a summation examination. Summation examination is an exclusive thing for the defense, right? Very well, Mr. Sosuke Natsume, I hereby pronounce you not guilty! Man, we got the confetti still! Let's go! Oh yeah, the fireworks! Now get that man a reputable bodyguard. We gotta keep this man. Don't let this man out of anybody's sight. We gotta watch him now. So much budget. Yeah, prosecutors can't call for one. Okay, okay. And finally, Mr. Natsume. Oh, yes, Lord Sir? You are now a free man once more. It is my hope that you will continue to further your education in British culture. And may you never again be brought before me. Oh, yes, sir, of course. On my life, I swear I'll never set foot in a courtroom again! I'm transported to tears! Thank you, counsels. Court is adjourned. Alright, I hope he's okay. I'm worried. Oh, Locum! Wait, you mean me? Of course! Is there another Locum here? Is there even one?
Compared to the original local student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire, your name has become rather short, hasn't it?
What's wrong with using my actual name? Oh, at last I'm free! Joyful, joyous, jubilant jubilation! Heady, hearty happiness, hurrah!
Oh, I am pleased. Mr. Natsume is delighted.
Would it be so hard to just say that? Hey, let him be theatric! Locum, you did it! You saved me from the brink! Well, what happened to the poor woman was in no way your fault after all. I'm just glad everyone can see that now. Yeah, we need Zeeks to become pals so we can fill the void. Oh. No, not that! Lovely lawyer, Locum lawyer! Oh my god, is he gonna be my best friend now? Is he gonna become friends with me? I mean, I know we have, like, Will Powers and who, like, came back in a later case. Like, I guess, like, some defendants keep in touch with Phoenix. I mean, as I said before, I just never got used to life here in Great Britain. Every time I look over my shoulder, I see foreigners. I see towering brick buildings. And from high up windows, I see them looking down on me, laughing. Look at that little hunchback!
Oh dear. I'm sure it's all in your head, Mr. Natsume.
But today, you, Locum lawyer, gave my gloom the boot. You stood firm behind that baronial bench before all those babbling British. You battled to the bitter end, laying bare the baffling truth. And when I beheld the blinding fireworks among the beams of the Bailey's roof, I bellowed, "Behold the best barrister ever born!" Aww. I'm just glad that he really just needed somebody in his corner, and I'm glad that we could do that for him and get the best outcome. This has given me a wonderful anecdote to recount to my old friends back in Japan. He wants to feel— No, Reaper, no! An anecdote? Is that was to become all of my hard work? There you are, my dear fellows. Hey! I apologize for keeping you waiting. I rose late this morning.
Oh, Mr. Sholmes, what a pleasure to see you.
I see that I am here not a moment too soon. A disaster has been averted, I'm glad to say.
Oh.
The trial shall begin presently, Mr. Naruhodo, and I wish you the very best of luck. It's just finished. What? No! Then my haste was in vain? Ah! It's you! Okay, please don't run away. Please don't run away. Please do not run away and get out of sight, because you gotta make sure you survive the next 24 hours. Although then they say even the people found not guilty died within months, so it might not happen necessarily soon, but I hope he's okay. Hairlock Shames! Oh, have we met, sir?
This is Mr. Natsume, the man you had arrested, Mr. Sholmes.
Ah, I see. I failed to recognize you at first. Our previous encounters have taken place in the gloom. Either of your bleak lodgings or that prison cell. I simply couldn't place that curious face in the light. Charming. This is all your fault, Hairlock Sholmes. You're the reason I had to go through this terrible ordeal. I'm going to give you a piece of my mind. Oh my god, is he gonna do his dancing fight? Mm-hmm. My apologies, sir, but I assure you I have placed you now. Oh, the fellow who abandoned that poor young lady and ran— Sholmes! Come on! Stop. Why is that trying to make it? I think that's how he's like mishearing his name. He's thinking that his name is Locke and that hair is like the title. Has she been taken to the hospital more urgently? Oh, fuck me. Oh, I thought he was gonna say she would still be alive. Oh, don't say that to him, dude! But it was unavoidable, I'm sure. We are but human after all. Anyone would have been shaken by such an experience. I do feel very badly about how I behaved. Well, never mind. Now then, what was it that you wanted to say to me, sir? Nothing. Priceless! Oh, I am sorry, really, but... that was quite priceless. Aww. Still, on the bright side, you had an extremely entertaining experience without paying a penny. And it would seem you were not even found guilty. But there is no bright side.
Whatever do you mean, Mr. Natsume?
The Reaper. Even after this, I'm still cursed. By spirits and now by the Reaper! Lord Van Zieks, are you trying to take a shit, buddy? I haven't forgotten, you know, what facing that man in court means. Even if you're found not guilty, you're still doomed!
It'll be alright, Mr. Natsume. If the Reaper appears trying to make trouble, I will protect you.
Yeah, give him a good old Susato takedown, yeah!
With a perfectly executed Susato takedown.
Can you teach him how to do that? I think he needs to learn. Much as I like being turned on my head, a bit of a warning might be nice next time, Miss Susato. So, Mr. Natsume, what do you intend to do now? You mentioned something about recounting your experiences to your friends back in Japan. Yes, I intend to return to my homeland soon.
Oh!
It has already been a year since I arrived here in Great Britain. I've visited universities, libraries, bookshops. I've been honored with the tutelage of professors. I've learned so much about the wealth of literature here and the city it has shaped. And I've come to realize that it is my calling to sail home and tell my fellow countrymen about it. Yeah, it doesn't seem like being here is healthy for you.
That's very touching, Mr. Natsume.
Or, in perhaps less veiled terms, you wish to withdraw halfway around the world to escape the terror of the Reaper's curse. Sherlock! Come on, buddy! So blunt! But I guess that is kind of like the Sherlock way. Or at least the BBC Sherlock way. I don't know if he's that, like, Sherlock Holmes is that blunt in a lot of other adaptations. That's not it at all! The more I learn of literature, and the more this strange feeling claws at my insides. I feel compelled to return to my roots and attempt to pen a work of my own. Aw, he's inspired! Being away from home for a long time isn't— yeah, Yeah, he's so lonely. A work of literature by Sosuke-san. Could be an interesting read. I am a cat! And what about Mr. Sato and yourself, Mr. Naruhodo? Sorry, what about us? Will you return to Japan alongside your mustached compatriot? Why would we?
A week has not yet passed since we arrived in London. And only now does it feel as though we finally found our feet.
And you are accommodated in a hotel at present, are you not? Oh my god, we're gonna live with him? Oh my god, Susato's gonna flip. That's right, but we need to find lodgings before it bankrupts us.
I've calculated we can only afford another 10 nights before our entire budget is exhausted.
Well then, you can take my lodgings. Oh, the windowless room. Sherlock characters are blunt, but BB, he is, yeah. Yeah, and I liked it when I was watching it, like, 10 years ago as a little unrefined teenager, Tumblr girly, but I feel like in hindsight, I would probably just find him insufferable. I don't know how well it would hold up on a rewatch, I will be honest. Ah, but with it lacks in windows. More than makes up for the floor, ceiling, and walls. Great. And of course, I'd be happy to lay behind the accursed evil spirit.
Oh my, an evil spirit?
Oh yes. It tries to suffocate you while you sleep. It's an infallible wake-up call. Well, think about it if that's alright. Perhaps I can offer a more welcome alternative. Would you consider taking... Susato is gonna be over the moon.
Really?
I will steer you towards the light, thank you, I appreciate that. I went to the library recently, actually playing this game. I got the Hound of the Baskervilles out of the library. I don't know when I'll get to it, because I'm also in the middle of reading The Trials of Apollo. I'm in the third book right now, and then I also got The Sun and the Star. And then once I catch up on my Riordan verse books, I will start the Hound of the Baskervilles if my renewal hasn't expired by then. I used to love it in middle school, and now I can't sit through an episode without pausing to rant. Oof. Oof. As weird as the original Talia Hawthorne, oh no. Yeah, I feel like, yeah. Well, a vacancy has conveniently presented itself. Oh, is Iris not there? Though it is up in the attic, I might add. Are you sure it isn't just a storage loft? I spoke with the landlady this morning on the matter of price, and Iris is cleaning the room as we speak. You must come at once. I presume you have no luggage to speak of?
Oh, this is simply wonderful! What an honor to be invited to taking lodgings in the Great Detective's office's attic! I'm too overcome for words.
So suggesting we look elsewhere is out— Oh, Ryunosuke, come on, he's giving you free housing! Then it's settled. Iris will prepare a welcome dinner this evening. And you must come too, Mr. Natsume, I insist. I don't know what to say, but thank you, and yes!
Wonderful! Then I'll go and complete the paperwork for your formal release, Mr. Natsume. It shan't take long.
Somebody's happy. Locum, I knew that you wouldn't let me down. I'm truly delighted to have met you here in London. Likewise, Mr. Natsume, it's been a privilege meeting you too. It's a shame that we're going to have to say goodbye so soon. Well, I've come to realize that I belong in Japan. But Locum, we'll meet again one day. Yes, I'm sure. And hopefully by then, I'll be a successful lawyer. Aw, Susato is sus! Hopefully by then, I'll be a successful author. Well, my dear fellow, our carriage appears to have arrived. Shall we go, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, Mr. Sholmes. I've little doubt Mr. Natsume will be released in time for dinner this evening. Just keep an eye on him, Susato. Don't let him out of your sight. And so, with Hosuki-san's innocence successfully established, we rode with Mr. Sholmes to what was to become our new home. 221B Baker Street, baby! The attic room! So this
Is to be our new office, yes.
our office? I rather like the sound of that.
Me too. It's simply wonderful, isn't it?
I hope you can see this, Kazuma. It's only a small step. He's making him so proud. He would be so proud of you. But I like to think we're getting a little closer to your dream now. So, my dear fellows, do you like this place? Why does this feel like the most lewd thing I've ever seen in this game? Like, Herlock without a hat? and with a tiny bit of his arm exposed? Why does that feel... Why does that feel like on Van Zeek's level? Casual Herlock! Yeah, full display. Like, he's out of his work clothes, like, this feels kind of intimate. Like, I feel like I shouldn't be seeing this side of him, you know? Ah, Mr. Sholmes, yes, thank you so much.
It's a delightful room, Mr. Sholmes. I simply adore it.
Good, I'm pleased to hear it. Iris and I are delighted to welcome you.
I hope everyone's hungry. It's nearly time for dinner. We'll eat as soon as Mr. Natsume arrives. We have a lot to celebrate. Iris, you must let me help you out. All right then, Susie. You can be in charge of the salad. Splendid.
So, Mr. Naruhodo, how does it feel to have your own office in the capital? He's got the wrist showing. Yeah, the exposed wrists. Like, is this how people in this day and age felt seeing a lady's ankles? Because, like, this feels like seeing Dazai's forearm all over again. Although they didn't animate that, which I'm definitely not bitter about. They had him injecting the poison right through his bandages. But, like, you know, in that Bungo Stray Dogs panel where he saw a bit of his skin injecting the poison, like, Bones robbed us. One of the many ways Bones robbed us, but I can't help wondering what adventures await us. Those were precisely my sentiments when I first established my office at the premises. Until I discovered the dark truth about the city of London, that is. Sorry? London is a glorious place, full of wonder, opportunity, prosperity, and mirth. But the brightest of lights casts the darkest of shadows. Shadows? What do you mean? Shadows in the fog? This is Persona 4! And then the partners, too! And then, although my partner's dead, but, you know. Well, I believe you're well aware of the murkiness that lies behind London's facade already. So, don't forget, yeah, banned for political content! So, once again, Mr. Naruhodo. Ooh, that bow! Welcome to London. Of course, at the time, this is sounding ominous. I had no idea of the significance of those worms. Those words Mr. Sholmes so casually spoke. But it wasn't long before my next turn came. To lift the facade and see the true depth of the murk that lay behind it. I'm guessing we're gonna learn the true nature of Kazuma's special task. Yeah, we're at the tutorial phase! We got one more case. I'm assuming this is probably gonna have something to do with Kazuma's special mission that he had to carry out. I don't know why I'm still worried it's like an assassination or something. I'm still worried about that. But we'll see how it goes. The unspeakable story. Alright, I need to pee, so I'll be back in a moment, and then we'll start this when I get back.
Hello again, everybody. We back. Good night, Reaper. Have some rest. Have a good night. Have a good night. Get some rest. Have a rest. Get some night. Anyways, number 5. Let's go. Last case of the first game. The Hound of the Baskervilles. That's the book I just got. A hound it was, but not such a hound as any mortal had seen. Its eyes glowed with smoldering glare, the whole of its ox-sized body was outlined in white-hot flames.
It's coming! Sholmes's cry pierced through the thick wall of fog around us. Wisps of vapor flowed over the pistols I cocked it, and I waited breathlessly in the stillness. The silence lasted for what seemed an eternity, until, at last, it appeared. From the shadows of the cloud, an enormous beast sprang out upon us. A hound it was, but not such a hound as any mortal has ever seen. Its eyes glowed with a smoldering glare. The whole of its ox-sized body was outlined in white-hot flames. Its rumbling pant and hideous howl, so terrified was I that I began to tremble with fear. "Look well, Wilson," Sholmes declared, gazing upon the mystical beast. "For this is the diabolical Hound of the Baskervilles."
Sorry, just adjusting the mic. Still trying to figure out the best settings and everything.
Our first 2 months in London passed by in a flash. In that disconcerting courtroom experience we were first thrown into on the day we arrived in the country, and in Soski-san's terrible ordeal that had followed closely behind, we had emerged victorious. Baskervilles! However, there then came an abrupt end to our opportunities to appear in court. Which was hardly surprising, of course, since I was nothing more than an amateur, an unknown student of law from a faraway land. So life in our little office was very quiet. That is, until it was shattered one day by that fateful telegram. April 15th. Naruhodo's legal consultancy. Is he like, this is supposed to be a study tour, so is he like doing any actual studying in that next, or just like observing cases and stuff over those couple months? Uh-oh. Oh, they look so cozy in here! Aw. That morning, I was woken by the unreserved knocking on the door by the telegram boy. But after he'd gone, welcome to the longest case in the entire franchise. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, we're definitely not gonna finish it this week. We'll try to finish it next week. Even among possibly starting Heaven's Ward. Susato-san's behavior became very obviously strange. Susato-san?
Yes? Is it time to leave for court already?
That face?
Let me see, what case is it today?
I don't think I'm scheduled to defend anyone at the moment, am I?
Oh, no, of course not. How silly of me.
But I think Ira said she would make us breakfast in the morning. So shall we go down to Mr. Sholmes' suite?
Yes. Iris makes the most delicious breakfast food.
She does, doesn't she?
And once our bellies are full, we can leave for court in fighting fit form.
Okay, that expression. Very tight. She seems stressed.
Let me see, what case is it today?
Here we go again. First, we gotta examine this cozy little space.
Tea.
It's spring at last, and the weather's warmer now. But I love the smell of the fire and the steam rising from the kettle.
Oh, would you like some tea, Naruhodo-san?
Thank you, Susato-san, but I'm alright for now. With the green tea Susato-san makes me from time to time and Iris's unique herbal infusions, this place is paradise for a true tea lover.
Green tea is such a wonderful accompaniment to British tea cakes, don't you think?
Okay. So this is the tea set that Susato-san brought with her from Japan. Let's hope she hasn't noticed me slipping sugar and milk into my cup when she makes it. It's just so bitter.
Tea is a drink to be enjoyed, Naruhodo-san. You really don't...
No, poster! My skate poster just fell! No! I don't know what it is. This poster is always falling, no matter how many times I stick it up. It's always this poster in particular. Very homophobic of my wall stickies. I'm so upset. The attic room is very cute. It is very cute and cozy. Why does this always have to fall? I'll put it back up later. Man, it's always that one!
You really don't have to force yourself to drink it, you know? I don't know, I don't like to see you screw up your face so.
I know, I'm so sad. It keeps falling. Shovel.
That spade has been in here since you started renting the place. Oh, that's not a spade, Naruhodo-san. It's a...
Oh, is this our stepladder equivalent here? Spades versus shovels? No, shovels are for digging. That's for scooping up loose material. It's a spade.
No, spades are for digging. That's for scooping up loose material. It's a shovel.
I don't want to dig a hole for myself, so let's leave it. Aha! Okay.
The desk.
We only been here in London for about 2 months, but my desk is starting to look a little messy already. Shovel-spade argument? I don't know enough about the difference between them, I'll be honest. I first learned about a spade when I was playing, what was it, Scribblenauts on my DS, like, years ago. Typing shovel and spade gave you 2 different things that did the exact same thing. They looked similar, but weren't exactly the same, so I was like, oh, spades are like a type of shovel, I guess. Okay. But I don't actually know what they're supposed to be used for, but apparently it's for collecting material according to, scooping loose material according to Ryunosuke. But shovels are, it does sound like shovels are for digging. I don't know. I'm gonna research this so I know for sure. Oh my god, we have a stepladder back there! This is a stepladder. I would say this is a stepladder, even though it's not like folding. Actually, I always thought like a stepladder would be like the kind of like folding type that's like movable. And this one doesn't like fold or anything, but it still looks movable. So I'd still call that a stepladder. I would say ladders are like built into the wall and stuff. I don't know. Or, I don't know. Actually, I need to think about this in terms of this.
You could tidy up once in a while.
Susato-san, I always say, making a mess is a small sacrifice to pay for being able to further your studies. And time spent tidying up is time you can't devote to the same cause. Excuses!
And time spent on ridiculous arguments is time that could be better spent on some simple housework.
She wins. But I'm supposed to be the lawyer here. Ladder? Oh, nothing special there. Step ladders have steps, ladders have rungs. I can't tell with this one. This one does look more rung-like, I suppose. I can't tell, actually. I would need to examine it more closely. Window. Wall.
Ooh, the Doruma doll, yeah.
Still with only one eye colored in. I decided to color the other eye once I won my first court case here in Britain, but
you have one, haven't you? Twice, in fact.
because I feel as though I'm still lacking as a lawyer. I tell you what, why don't you color the other eye in once you think I'm a proper, fully fledged lawyer?
If you insist.
Is that everything on this side of the room? Oh, there's that door. I'll scoot over and look at it. Do you know, I've never seen the inside of your room there, Susato-san. I've never even peeked inside.
I should think so, too. A young maiden's private chamber is a place of bittersweet secrets, you know.
Well, whatever you say, young maiden. She probably brought a whole stash of Herlock stories in there. This must be the telegram. Oh no.
No, you mustn't look at that. Not under any circumstances.
Alright, I won't. I'm scared, bro.
I'm sorry, Naruhodo-san, but you can be very mischievous at times.
Then put the telegram away if you don't want people looking at it. Books. Oh, an aquarium? We were rather lucky to find that old aquarium left behind here. The prawns we put in there are doing rather well, and the anemones too.
It's a wonderful invention, isn't it? The sea behind glass inside your room. Another example of Great Britain's greatness.
Having to clean it out and change the water isn't so great though, is it?
Oh my god, do their prawns have names? I need names. I need to hear names of them. They're little pets. Is that everything that I can inspect? It's as shrimple as that! I think that's everything. Alright, let's talk. So, what was it about? The telegram that was delivered this morning, I mean.
Oh, a telegram? I don't know what you're talking about.
Sorry, but you're not gonna get away with that.
Well, I didn't think I would. Actually, don't give it a moment's thought. It's nothing. Nothing interesting. Boring, in fact. It was just a boring old telegram.
That's 3 times now that she's tried and failed to convince me it was nothing. I'm so scared. Is it gonna be like, hey, Kazuma, why the fuck haven't you finished your mission yet? You better do it soon.
I promise that I'll tell you about it at some point.
Alright, I understand. I suppose Sosuke-san will arrive back in Japan by now, won't he?
Yes, I should think so. He left immediately after that terrible ordeal. Which would mean he should have completed the voyage already, or be just a few days away.
A fortnight ago, we'd had that very long telegram from him. Do you remember? Complaining of seasickness? By and large, it seems the voyage has been going well.
Is something wrong, Naruhodo-san?
I was just wondering, what might have become of Sosuke-san had he stayed in London? That's all.
You mean, as regards Lord Van Zeeks, the Reaper?
Yes, I can't help wondering if seasickness would have paled into insignificance in that case. What is it they say? That no one who stands in the dock can be saved from the Reaper, right? Like the way that nightmarish trial ended on the very day we arrived in London.
Even 2 months on, the cause of that dreadful fire is still a mystery.
Yes, but at least Sosuke-san is safely out of the country now. Presumably that means...
that the curse of the Reaper can only take effect within the confines of the city of London, perhaps?
Even if that's the case, it's little comfort. I have a terrible sense of foreboding.
If the legend of the Reaper is to be believed, it would means he wields the sword of justice himself.
Come to think of it, I wonder what he's been up to these past 2 months. Surely not wielding that sword against more acquitted defendants. Has he?
No, I don't think so.
So he's only done cases against me, huh?
Apparently, Lord Van Zeeks hasn't appeared in court once since our last encounter.
Oh?
Yes, since Sosuke-san's trial. He's withdrawn from judicial service again, it seems.
Really? Just like before, when he wasn't seen at court at all for seen in court at all for several years. So it's just been me who's had to face him in his recent spate of trials then? Ugh, just my luck.
I wonder if luck doesn't come into it.
Was Kazuma meant to go up against? Did he come back solely for the supposed study tour?
Oh, nothing. Never mind.
Any relation to the telegram? Look at this.
It means a great deal to me, you know. That you cherish his armband.
And he touches it when he's stressed.
That you cherish his armband so and wear it each time you appear in court.
Well, it's very important to me. It's what shows that I'm a lawyer. And whenever I wear it, I feel as though it gives me strength through
I'm not gonna start crying again. I am not gonna start crying again. I am not gonna start crying again! Because you just want to take him everywhere. You just want to take him and just, you want to show him around London like you were gonna, because you were meant to go to London together, and you were meant to be in London together, and you wanted to, it's like you're showing him the way around the city. I need to move on. I can't. Also, I'm gonna hang up this poster. It's bugging me. Okay. Sorry about that. There was the stickies were still on the wall. Some of them were still on the wall. Some of them were on the poster, and it was bugging me. Just like laying. Oops, the dance. It was bugging me. And I also needed something to distract me from the sadness. Bravo, Mr. Sholmes. What is going on here? Oh my god, are we gonna see like Herlock with like bedhead and all cozy and everything? Because I need that.
Morning, Bruno. Morning, Susie. Good morning, Iris.
Iris? She's probably used to it at this point.
What is it, Bruno?
What is that terrible noise? Sounds like a cat being strangled.
Ah, yes. You noticed that, did you?
Why is his ass so flat? He's got a little in the front, but like nothing back there, huh? Oh my god, this is his theme song, isn't it? This is his theme song. This is his theme song, isn't it?
Hell isn't in the best form this morning, it seems.
Oh yeah, he's normally. She said he's good at it, actually. But so why today? Is he distracted today for some reason? Me when a man looks pathetic. I am so normal when a man is pathetic. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Sholmes.
Good morning. Good morning to die, perhaps. I need my flat stress ball. I'm gonna explode. Has something happened? Mr. Sholmes, I hope it's the most minor, insignificant thing ever. You look miserable in the way you were playing the violin before. My analytical mind is dead. Music is dead. The world is dead. Damn this blanched existence! That's all it is, my dear fellow. Nothing of consequence.
Aw, he's depressed. I'm afraid I don't understand.
Well, Iris, isn't it time we ate? Some dry toast and insipid coffee from me, if it's not too much trouble. And the way the text is like coming up so slowly too, like he's speaking really slow. Bro.
Kitty? That's Sosuke's cat, isn't it? Hi, Kitty! Waka hi!
Oh yeah, did he leave his cat here? Oh. Did Sosuke leave his cat? Or did we adopt a cat?
Good morning, boy.
Little kitty! I'm giving him head pats! He gets the head pats! Ah!
That must be some tiny door for cats to use. But how did it get there?
Oh, the baby!
Well then, everyone, time for breakfast.
Did Sosuke just not take his cat home with him?
Oh, wonderful. Let me help you, Iris.
Ugh. It would indeed be a fine day to die. I knew something looked different. He's not wearing his hat. Oh, the thingy's gone. The analytical thing. Uh-oh. Is this why he's upset? Something's missing from Mr. Shulm's desk.
Is that why he's sad? Is he sad because his little thingy's gone? Aww.
Let's snoop again. Look at Mr. Shulm's desk. It's completely clear. Isn't that enormous words?
You can never help to understand what goes on in the great detective's mind, Mr. Naruhodo. Why, next time we're invited, we may find he's vacated the entire suite.
That's scarily plausible, actually. There's all sorts on these shelves. Chemistry apparatus, books, papers, and lots of things I've never seen before. It's all heaped up so high, I can't help feeling that the whole lot is gonna topple at any moment.
Oh, it's such a charmingly untidy collection of paraphernalia, isn't it?
It just looks messy to me, like my desk.
But you, Mr. Naruhodo, must learn to tidy up after yourself.
Yeah, learn to tidy up, buddy. This is organized chaos. Yours is just chaos. The fire's burning comfortably in the grate again today. It's a very different feeling to a Japanese hibachi somehow.
Oh, look at the photographic print of a lady displayed on the mantelpiece. Could it be... Yes, it must be! It's the woman! Oh, how exciting!
Is that supposed to mean something to me? The woman? Oh, achievement. Is that like Irene Adler or something? There are all these mementos of Mr. Shulman's past case, I think. If he had been involved in my case, I wonder if the beefsteak from La Carnival would be on display here.
A mystery shoe, a curious hammer, some mysterious dancing men, a bust of Napoleon.
Oh yeah, the busts that he smashes.
Oh, what an entrancing collection!
Looks like an untidy assortment of junk to me, rather than like what's on my own shelves.
Well, you really ought to learn to keep your things in order, Mr. Naruhodo.
No favoritism. Oh yeah, and then the knife in the letter. Looks like that huge metal chest is being used as a table for tea and coffee. It seems very sturdy, with an equally sturdy lock.
Mr. Naruhodo, you mustn't go around opening things. I always have to keep an eye on you, don't I? You're very mischievous.
I know she said the same thing upstairs when I tried to look at the telegram. Hi, Iris. Mr. Natsume's cat seems to have settled into his new home then.
Oh, yes! And I've become very attached to little Waggy.
It would appear his previous owner is completely forgotten to him. Cats are unfeeling creatures,
Their muse as empty as the hearts of the muses.
What is wrong with this man? She's she's holding him up.
I love animals.
If Mr. Natsume had no intention of taking Waggy back to Japan, I wonder why he kept him in the first place.
I expect he would have taken him if he could. But pets are strictly forbidden aboard steamships in our experience.
And for good reason. Terrible things can happen if the rules of passage are not to be obeyed.
Terrible things indeed can happen when cats are on steamships.
Well, I don't mind, because Waggy is adorable.
Yes, he really is. Oh, yes, what about the door? I don't remember seeing that tiny thing in the main door before. Where did that come from?
Oh, you noticed? You are observant, Runo. Look, I used this. It's my latest invention.
Ooh, what is that?
I call it the cat flapper-mat. Gosh, a machine for making doors just for cats? That's right. It can make a cat flap for a little furry friend like Waggy in seconds. And it can do it in any door at all, no matter what it's made of. It's very powerful, you see.
Wouldn't it have been quicker just to make the cat flap rather than making a machine to make the Well, yeah, well you can... Now you only had to make the machine once, and now you can make as many cat flaps as you want. Like, if you're gonna make more in the future, makes more sense.
Well, yes, maybe. But now I can make cat flaps anywhere I like.
Efficiency.
Oh, I think it's wonderful. You must make one of those. You must make one for us in the door of our office upstairs, Iris.
She really knows how to come up with unconventional inventions, this girl. Aww. Typewriter. Come to think of it, I haven't seen Iris doing much writing recently. But there's paper already set up in the typewriter. Look, as if she's about to start.
That reminds me, when I mentioned that Iris was in the process of writing a full-fledged novel, Mr. Natsume was most impressed.
Ah, yes, Mr. Natsume.
That's what I'll be doing too once I'm back in Japan, he said through his tightly clenched fists and teeth.
Iris's beautiful tea set is there on the table as usual. A cup of one of her special herbal blends always helps me to relax when I'm feeling the strain.
The English pastime of tea has many similarities with our own tea ceremony customs, don't you think? It's the idea of hospitality behind it. That's the essence of tea.
Oh my god, I just looked over. It looks like I dropped a couple frames tonight. I love that. I am so sorry. I don't know when that happened. Because I'm trying to stream in a better quality. That's a charming little white shelf. And full of charming little bottles too. But the contents of them aren't quite so charming, it seems.
Science is the future, Mr. Naruhodo. You can't deny it. I'm saving my money so I can buy some chemistry apparatus as well.
Law, chemistry, takedown throws. What diverse skills you boast, Mr. Sato.
As useful as they are, I'm not sure that my throwing skills are worthy of inclusion in—
Absolutely they are! You're so talented! Don't discount that! I think that's everything. Alright, now let's talk to the pathetic man first. Mr. Sholmes, could I ask for your opinion about this? You lure me to raise my languid head with the promise of some mental exaltation. Yet in my morbid depression, I am confronted with the most mundane of problems. Oh. My mind finds greater stimulation in the unforgiving monotony of the floor than in your miserable offering. Do not insult my boy's memory like that. Oh, my head weighs heavy on my shoulders. Alright, what's going on, little man? Wanting to die. You seem to be very unhappy this morning, Mr. Sholmes. What happened? It used to be the case that, in my hands, this violin sung like the dawn chorus. Its melody-sonant tones would make the flowers bloom. Oh, is he depressed that he can't play? It would? But now, the muses are unamused with me. The goddesses of music have thrown me over. So that's why he's sad? He's just having a bad day of playing?
Whatever do you mean, Mr. Sholmes?
For hours, I have bowed. For days, even. Through the night, I have endeavored to no avail. That sound, my tone, is lost. That brilliant, clear, unwavering gone forever! No more. Gone forever, no more recitals of unbridled emotion! Yes, I'm so glad it's something. Nah. I'm so glad he's sad over something silly. I mean, not that this is silly, but like.
Yeah. Well, you haven't been practicing much lately, have you, Hurley?
Don't worry, I'm sure it'll come back to you in time. Heed my words, Mr. Naruhodo. The goddesses of the arts are fickle. One day they bestow genius on a man, the next they unmercifully withdraw it. Oh, dear. Ugh, why is this happening to me? They take the turn I have for the violin. They take the turn I have for the violin from me. What is left, for pity's sake? What is left? Which case is hi Hogu. This is the last case of the first game. How are you doing? We just started the last case of the first one. Deduction, perhaps? Isn't that what you're known for? Ooh, nice. Yes!
Mr. Sholmes?
You're doing good? Glad to hear that. I'm doing pretty well. Still adapting to this new microphone, figuring out best placements and settings and whatnot. And just checking, yeah. Yeah, we're doing pretty well, it seems.
Mr. Sholmes, I don't like to pry, but
sounds a lot better than the old one, yes. Because I got a better, I could actually like prop this one up closer to my face now. When I was playing, yeah, Because the one that I had then, it had like a built-in stand. I still have it here. I couldn't like mount it on like a boom arm because it had like this little stand like built into it, and so I couldn't put it up like right near my face. And which means the sound is kind of like not as good. But with this one, yeah. The desk is empty.
Ah, well done, Mr. Sato. Your observational skills do you credit.
oh no, Mr. Sholmes, they pale into insignificance when compared to yours.
You'd struggle not to notice, wouldn't you?
You mean Hurley's great analytoscope?
Sorry.
That's at at Windybanks now.
Sorry, it's at a windy bank.
No, Windybanks, the pawnbrokery.
Oh no!
What?
They pawned it off? No! You've pawned that enormous machine of yours?
It has some considerable value, you see. Quite undeservingly.
But isn't it a very important machine for your work? I do wish you had consulted us if your situation had become so desperate. I should have gladly passed what little income I have to you.
Dear madam, things are far from desperate.
But the pawnbroker has your wonderful machine. How could it be anything but desperate?
Making use of a pawnbrokery is quite ordinary here in London, I assure you.
Is it? It doesn't sound ordinary at all.
It would seem that neither of you fully understand how pawnbroking works.
Oh, what's to understand exactly? What do you mean when you said we didn't fully understand how pawnbroking works?
To the people of London, pawnbrokeries are akin to banks.
Banks?
On Mondays, merchants relinquish their finest jackets and trappings to their pawnbroker of choice. With the money they receive in return, they are able to trade happily through the week.
And then on Saturdays, they go to recover the things using the money they earned. I no idea. This has been a fascinating lesson for us. Everyone does it, you see. Especially people in inner London.
And should they have the money to spare, they would purchase another fine jacket. Not to wear, obviously, but to pawn should the need arise.
Oh, how ingenious. So, whenever we have something that's getting in the way, leave it at Windibanks, you see?
A pawnbrokery can be thought of as an extremely secure vault.
Who would have thought that even pawnbrokers are different here in Great Britain?
Of course. You have to watch Hurley with it. Sometimes he pawns things he really shouldn't. Don't you, Hurley?
What does it matter? The world is dead to me now.
Hi, kitty. Oh, what was that? Maga, hi? What's he doing? Oh no.
What was that?
Oh no! Wagahai's tangled up in your violin! I think he thinks it's a toy.
No, what's he doing to it? No!
Oh dear. Mr. Shalm's precious violin.
I don't think he's gonna care in his current state.
Why should I care?
What?
I shouldn't be surprised. If a cat is a more accomplished musician than I, now.
Mr. Shalm's really is in poor spirits, isn't he? Well, anyway, I'll put it back where it lives, shall I, Hurley?
Out of the cat's reach, if possible. Maybe we should assess the damage. Hi. We did that.
Cat. Where is the kitty?
Ah. Huh? So this is the violin, is it? It's gonna be fixed now, isn't it? It's a Stradivarius. One of the finest violins in the world, made by the renowned Italian luthier, Antonio Stradivari. Maybe one of the strings just needed to be tuned or something. Oh, I see. It doesn't really look like anything special to me. I happened upon it covered in dust, languishing in a pawn shop down a nondescript back alley. The broker had no idea of its value, so I was able to purchase it for a mere 55 shillings.
Holmes is rich if you yeah, literally. How honorable for you.
And until today, it has been my faithful companion in every great Paganini-inspired performance I have made. I ask you, is there a reason to live in this world devoid of music? To tolerate this blodged existence? No! There is none!
Mr. Shalms?
What, dear madam, what? My thoughts are preoccupied with fancies of release from this dull routine.
Well, it's about the violin. It looks very different to normal, don't you think?
What do you mean, Mrs. Sato?
Oh, Susie's right. Yes, the tone of the wood is completely different.
It's not his violin. What happened? It's not his violin, then.
And that's not all. I'm sure there was no crack here before.
Wait, it's not even the right size, is it? So that's why he can't play. It's not his. So how did it get here? Did he... What's this? Was his violin pawned or something by accident? I don't know. Did they mistakenly take that, too?
I'm terribly sorry to have to tell you this, Mr. Shalms, but that instrument isn't a violin at all.
Then what?
I believe It's an entirely different instrument called a viola.
What? Bro just collapsed!
Oh, Mr. Sholmes, are you...
You're right! You're quite right. This isn't my faithful Stradivarius. So what, pray, is this piece of stringed flotsam? Not your faithful performing partner, then. So that's why he can't play.
Ah, I see what must have happened.
You do, Iris?
This is just a simple mix-up.
It sounds like Iris might be able to tell us exactly what happened. Alright. Hi, babes. Or bestie. What did you mean by mix-up, Iris?
Well, you see, this viola, I mean, was at Windibank's until last week. At the pawnbroker's?
Not Mr. Sean's beloved musical partner. There is a proverb from the East, with which you are no doubt familiar, my dear fellows. Always let a beloved child travel.
Yes, indeed.
So you sent your beloved violin to the pawnbrokers in the hopes that it would experience personal growth?
Oh, what a wonderful idea!
Aww, it's growing up! And it grew into a viola! Oh my god, it literally got bigger! Last week I pulled my great analytoscope in order to release my precious instrument. But it would appear Mr. Windibank mistakenly furnished me with this tawdry fiddle instead. But my ears cannot be deceived by the hollow timbre of this piece of timber! No, but your every sense was deceived by the fact that it just had strings. What happened to your deduction, buddy? Pshaw, a fine state of affairs this is! And why I always say, Mr. Naruto, never trust a pawnbroker, they will try to fiddle you every time.
But earlier you told us that you could think of a pawnbroker as an extremely secure vault.
Come, Mr. Naruto, dilly-dallying will get you nowhere. Sorry? There we go! Crunching a toast with that vacant aspect, pressing your coffee so obtusely. Are you not a little embarrassed by your own conduct, considering the urgency with which we are faced? Yes, this is a matter of grave importance.
We must visit Mr. Windibank's brokery at once. That's right, isn't it, Mr. Sholmes?
Precisely, Mrs. Otto. Without a moment's delay. But I haven't finished my bacon and eggs. My dear fellow, surely you do not still intend to crunch your bacon with an increasingly vacant aspect, to press your egg ever more obtusely? Man, he's got new enthusiasm for life. Let's go.
Don't worry, Bruno. I'll be happy to heat it up for you again later.
Oh, thank you, Iris. As it happens, I am rather curious to see what a British pawnbroker looks like. Alright, on we go! Ooh.
Baker Street. We can go outside on Baker Street.
So this is a British pawnbrokery.
Oh my! There are all sorts of tools and contraptions in here that I've never laid eyes on before.
Ah, Susato-san, and that spark of wonder in your eyes. Can't wait to scour the shelves, can you? I get the impression you enjoy places like this. Were they in the stories?
Oh yes! I don't know why, but seeing such a lot of things I don't understand is a real thrill for me.
Ah, he's all covered up now. My dear fellows, let us not forget why we are here.
Oh, Mr. Sholmes.
We are calling on matters of business, not pleasure. Yes, and that is why you go dancing and punching. And clearly Mr. Sholmes means business too, judging from the spark of fury in his eyes. Oh, Mr. Sholmes, sir, welcome back. Oh, did you hear that brazen welcome? Brazen? How's that pronounced? Well, yes, we are potential customers after all. We are disgruntled customers, Mr. Naruto, and it's time to inform Mr. Windibank of our ire. Come! The fight is afoot! First, let's snoop. Oops, nothing there. Oopsies. What are you doing, my dear fellows? You're not here to browse for interesting curios. Your content teachers broke her lesson. Are you gonna beat him up?
Oh, but there are just so many fascinating items.
Is that gonna happen every time? Okay. Alright. Alright, dude. I get it. You need this thing back. Naturally, you will recall this, which I retrieved from you some days ago. Yes. Yes! This second-rate fiddle is not my faithful instrument, Mr. Winterbank. The color of the wood is different. It has holes in it. It's not even the same size.
A wonderful summary of our observations, Mr. Sholmes.
I'm so very sorry, sir. How utterly unforgivable of me. An inexcusable mistake for a pawnbroker. There's only one way to make amends. What? 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 What is going on? What? What? Bro, what is going on? Huh? What was that for? Don't. The way he just like zoomed in the back and then came back with the gun, like, okay. I don't think that will be necessary, do you? I might just say one thing before I pop off. Yes? It was you, sir, Mr. Sholmes, who took it upon himself to remove the item the other day, I believe. Sorry, an imposter? Another imposter? As I recall, I entered the storeroom to fetch your violin when I heard, here it is. You did? Oh. And when I turned to controvert you, you had taken the viola and left, sir. However, there can be no doubt that the blame lies firmly to my own door for allowing you to leave. So I shall not grumble or grouse any longer. May this guilt die with me. No, stop, my dear fellow. The fault is mine. Oh my god, actually saying, oh, I did something wrong? This is wild already. Whew.
It would appear that the fight is over.
I do humbly apologize, Mr. Winterbank. Evidently, my questionable disposition precipitated this tragedy. Huh. Well, you wouldn't be Mr. Herlock Sholmes without that questionable disposition now, would you? I do believe you may be right, sir. It's either laugh or cry, I suppose. You are, it must be said, one of my more challenging customers. I needn't remind you of the peculiar collection of items you've brought through my door in the past.
Oh? Peculiar items?
Can we snoop now? In the extreme, ma'am, for example. The unpublished manuscript of an eponymous work, the novels of Herlock Sholmes or such.
Oh my! A new full-fledged novel? And unpublished? A story I have yet to read, you mean?
Is it The Hound of the Baskervilles? Fuck it! No, don't, no.
Oh wait, before you die, you must tell me more.
Yeah, that's not talking him down from shooting himself. We gotta get the information out of him before he does that. You gotta tell us more about this book. That's our priority here.
I must know more. Tell me everything.
Wow, Susato-san is really fired up now.
Is there really an unpublished story under this very roof?
Well, one day the gentleman here brought in an old metal chest, you see. I should like to entrust this to your care for a while, Mr. Winterbank. For a chest like that, 1 shilling, sir, not a farthing more. It houses something of very great value indeed. The latest manuscript recounting the adventures of one Mr. Herlock Sholmes. I beg your pardon, a manuscript? You wish to deposit a manuscript? Indeed I do, for I am confident it will be quite safe here. And that was that. As such, Mr. Sholmes' latest tale of otherworldly mystery lies dormant in my storeroom. Mr. Sholmes, is that really true? I sense that someone doesn't want to talk about this. I continue to pay your fee, do I not? Then kindly continue to store my belongings securely. Of course, sir, of course. Let's see what's out with me. I'll show you about. Don't stop. This is all very strange. All right. I wonder, could I ask you something? Ah, gentleman from the east, I see. Yes, that sable suit. Suppose I could offer you 6 pence for it? Without wishing to offend, the tone is somewhat dull. Sorry? Ah, but for your splendid attire, ma'am. 5 guineas, no less. The colors are exquisite, the design exotic. Eastern artistry at its finest, may I say.
Oh my, 5 guineas, you say? How interesting.
Would I feel so I've suffered some sort of defeat here? Actually, I was hoping to ask about your business. I've heard it said that pawnbrokers are used rather like banks here in London. Yes, sir, indeed. Many of my customers utilize the establishment as you describe. I appraise their items and offer them a proportionate loan in 2 months of secure stowage. If, in that time, they repay the original sum to me, plus the agreed interest, their items are happily returned.
But what happens if they don't pay you the money?
Then the items are offered for sale in my shop, as you can see on the shelves behind me.
So you never sell items before the 2 months has passed, then?
That's right, ma'am, that's right. Which means some considerable responsibility rests on my shoulders. Should a customer's precious belongings be lost, the only recompense for me is to end it all. No, dude. Oh my god. The very idea, Mr. Winterbank, is an absurdity. One should never give talk of one's own demise so casually. Says the man who was told us all it was a good day to die only this morning. And let us not forget that I have already helped you take measures to ensure such a tragedy never occurs. Oh, what sort of measures? I engineered a simple device which Mr. Winterbank has installed here in the shop. I call it the red-handed recorder. Is that not so, Mr. Winterbank? What was that deep sigh about? Is this like a sort of like rudimentary security camera? What on earth is a red-handed recorder? Yours are eyes, my dear fellow. There too, just below the ceiling.
I can see what appears to be a camera attached to some sort of timing device.
Very astute. It is indeed a camera furnished with some 100 pieces of celluloid film. And every 30 minutes precisely, the camera automatically records the appearance of the shop. Here, I have an example I can show you. 4 a.m.
Dog! Aww!
Ah, yes, a print from the camera set to record the activity at the shop counter. I developed a special type of film so sensitive, it produces a crystal clear image, even in darkness. Really? That's extraordinary.
Yes, you can clearly see the counter and the door behind it. Look!
So you see, were someone to enter the premises with ill intent, his identity would be summarily exposed. But what if they go in between the interval, though?
But did you not say that the photographic prints were taken at 30-minute intervals?
Indeed, as you say, my dear madame.
Then what if the incident were to occur in between times?
One could only say... that would be a cruel twist of fate. Oh my god, bro. I must confess, your devices have been giving me some cause for distress of late. I beg your pardon, Mr. Winterbank. Surely they are anything but distressing. Reassuring is the word. It's the cost of the film, sir. You most graciously placed not 1, but 2 cameras in my shop, after all. Which means I must pay for the nigh 100 utterly useless prints every single day. I'm afraid the cost of the film will break me before I'm very much older. Nevertheless, a small price to pay to ensure the safety of my preferred pawnbrokery, no? My dear fellows, we verge on an age where safety and security come at a price. Oh, heaven help us! Now then, Mr. Holmes, allow me to return your precious violin. Oh, the very thing! Thank you, Mr. Winterbank. Perhaps this might mark the end of the peculiar items you try to pop, Because if anything were to happen to one of them, this would be the only answer. I really think you ought to stop waving that gun around. Someone could get hurt. Fear not. Sorry. I haven't loaded a single bullet, so no one but myself could possibly be harmed. That's not really what I meant. Good day to you, then, Mr. Windibank. It's been a pleasure as always, Mr. Sholmes. Sure looks it.
Can we snoop now? So, Mr. Naruhodo, now we can explore at last.
Yes.
Look at this. Look at this lovely big shiny box bee.
That, my dear madam, is a music box. Surely you have such things in your own country.
Oh my! Yes, but I've certainly never seen one so large before.
Shall we listen a while?
Oh, what a sublime sound! It's like the music of angels.
I've never heard anything like it before in my life. This particular specimen is of the large variety, commonly found in public houses and restaurants. There is a metal disc inside on which notes to be played are recorded. Simply by replacing the disc with another, any music you care to imagine can be played.
My goodness, what a simply delightful machine!
Indeed, though their popularity has waned recently with the development of the gramophone, of course.
Science and technology advance at such an overwhelming pace.
Another music box, it looks.
What an assortment of things on the shelves here. Crockery, footwear, clocks and watches. Almost anything you care to imagine.
Those are forfeited items offered for sale by the pawnbroker. What does that really mean, though? When you pawn, or colloquially pop, an item, the broker loans you money against its worth. He stores the item for an agreed period of time, after which the loan must be repaid. If not, he is free to display it in his shop for sale at a price of his choosing. Oh, yes. Now you've explained it, I'm noticing little price tags on everything. Of course, simply by paying the agreed interest on the loan, one can extend the period of safekeeping. So, you may pawn that black gob of yours without fear, my dear fellow. My treasured university uniform, never! It embodies my student spirit! The back room. There seems to be a little door hidden behind that curtain there. That leads to the storage room, where Mr. Windibank keeps articles that are currently in pawn.
Ah, I see.
There's nothing of particular interest inside. I certainly won't recommend any larcenous activity. Recommend it or not, it's not something I tend to do. There's but one key, and Mr. Windibank keeps it in his pocket at all times. Before he sleeps, he places it into a small pot, which he slides onto his pillow. How on earth do you know about that, Mr. Sholmes? I am a detective, sir. It is my business to know what others do not. I am frequently assailed by information that I neither care for nor wish to retain. And is that one you do wish to retain, then?
Mr. Sholmes, you are a wonder.
And the prime suspect if this pawnbrokery is ever burgled.
Look at that enormous ledger open on the counter there.
Mr. Windibank is, if nothing else, very particular about recording the items he accepts. He'd have to be. Otherwise he'd get himself into all sorts of trouble. Which might explain the thing that catches my eye far more than the ledger. This revolver here. Do not entertain even a single thought of pilfering an article herein, my dear fellow. I assure you, Mr. Windibank would not hesitate to draw that weapon with a speed belying his portly size, and he pointed at himself.
Oh, you don't mean he'd...
Blow his brains out? Indeed. In recompense for his blunder.
Oh my. But in any case, of course we'd never do such a thing. How could you even suggest it?
Yeah, I was talking to him again. Alright. Alright, let's slide.
Alright. Now, what do you suppose this rather enormous machine does?
It seems to have 2 little windows for looking through. Is that a microscope? Allow me to enlighten you, my dear fellows. What you are looking at is a stereoscope.
A stereo... Fascinating.
It is aptly named, I assure you. Look through the eyepieces and see for yourself.
Oh, I should be delighted to. Excuse me a moment while I just have a look.
Just before you do, there is something I should point out. My dear fellows, in order to see the image properly, stereoscopically, as it were, you'll need to be cross-eyed. However, as that is beyond you, it is of little consequence today.
Alright then, I'm going to try it. Ah! Mr. Naruhodo, you must see at once!
Oh, alright then. So, I need to be cross-eyed like I'm trying to look at my own nose. Juror number 2! What the? It's juror number 2! And it's photos of her. I don't believe it. It's just a photographic print, but it seems like you could reach out and touch it. Yes, the sense of death is startling, is it not? Stereoscopes are one of London's many fads. They're often found in little stalls in the park. People queue for hours to see them.
Why? Why are people meddling with such black magic?
It is no magic, my dear madame. It is, well, far too complicated to explain at present. We shall save this lesson for another day.
Oh.
Huh. That was juror number 2. Juror number 2 from case number 3, I mean. The maid girl. Is she gonna come back and be involved somehow?
The calendar.
That's not a calendar you could easily miss, is it? 15th April, today's date. Yes, that's not for sale, I must point out. It's an Eastern-style page-a-day calendar. Every night at midnight, I tear off the front page to reveal the following day's date. The perfect calendar for a tearaway fellow such as yourself, Mr. Witterbank. And who was it who walked out of here with the wrong violin before? Well, when the agreed storage period is passed without repayment, articles are forfeited, you see. So I have to keep a close eye on the date. It's something of a pawnbroker's obsession, you might say.
Oh, yes. I can see you're very dedicated to your job. Look at this. Whatever could this be used for?
I have no idea.
Ah. There's a small catch just here, look.
We're gonna open it, aren't we?
Oh my, that's amazing. It has some sort of spring-loaded mechanism.
Which we'll never manage to put back to the way it was before. What are you two doing? What? It's nothing. Nothing at all. The fuck? What are you doing? Whatever this device is, it seems to have a pair of little windows. Okay, another looking thing. Something similar. Is it another, like, stereoscope-like thing? What? Only tuppence for it. That ain't fair, and you know it. This article's barely worth a penny, miss. I cannot offer more. Huh? Did someone just barge in? Sounds like there's an argument brewing over by the counter. Come on, that can't be right.
Have you even had a pub with butchers at it?
Oh my god, is that our, what's it girl? Not Gabby? Gina! I've seen all I need to see, young girl. I have not practiced my Cockney accent at all. Wait, don't we know? I'm sure I recognize her.
Oh, yes. It's the young lady from Mr. McGilded's trial 2 months ago.
Her name is Gina Lestrade, my lord. She's a chancer, earns her crust among large crowds, relieving people of their purses. What's commonly called a pickpocket.
Gordon Billy, you lot! Hello, Miss Lestrade. I hope you've been well. What? You remember me then, do ya?
Well, I remember being completely surrounded by smoke, that's for sure.
So, what are you doing in here? Zoning out like the rest of us. Nothing to eat. Time to pop that black weasel. Sorry, coat, have ya?
What is it about this black uniform that makes everyone comment on it? Because you look good in it, bestie. Ah, good day, unless I'm much mistaken. You would be the young pickpocket who stole our experimental smoke grenade launcher.
Ah, Mr. Sholmes.
So, you have something of value to pawn, do you? Allow me to see the article and I shall negotiate with Mr. Winterbank on your behalf. Oh, Gina and Susato are both great. They are! I love them both. Hi, Saint Jemer. How are you doing today? Thanks for stopping by.
Pull the other one. I don't need to know it from some stuck-up D.
I definitely need to practice a Cockney accent.
Get out of my business. Go on or I'll make it trouble for ya.
As you wish, Miss Lestrade. I will happily remove myself from your presence.
Get out of here.
He's really done it. He's gone. I'm sorry, but as I said, there really is no room for negotiation here. What's that thing he has in his hand? A metal disc? Oh, is it for the music box, maybe? It goes in the music box, doesn't it?
And you, go on, leave me alone. Oh, Miss Lestrade, just pretend we aren't here. We shan't be offended in the slightest.
Indeed, Gina is a survivor and a hustler. Susato is a smart and reliable ally. Both are great. Yes, I love them both. I love them. All the characters in this game are great. I'm like, I'm just eating it all up. It's so good. I'm really like, I'm brain rotting. And then once I'm done with this game, I'm gonna go through all the fan content and brain rot even harder. I just know it. Susato-san can really stand her ground when she wants to.
Whatever.
What are you doing here, bestie? Somehow, I didn't really think you were the sort of person who'd use a pawnbroker, Miss Lestrade.
Yeah, well I am, alright. I'm a Londoner, just like everyone else. That a problem, is it?
No, not at all. It's just that, well...
Oh, I get it. I know what you're thinking. That thing probably don't even belong to her. Probably got on the die, didn't she? Yeah, I can see it written all over your Chevy Chase.
Well, I might have been thinking something along those lines. Oh my god, Ryunosuke.
You're not gonna deny it, Mr. Naruhodo.
Come on, have some tact, buddy. I mean, he would probably mutter it under his breath and she'd hear it anyway, so... Alright, I'm just gonna come out and ask you straight. Do you pawn things that you steal from other people?
Well, I don't know how best to answer that, really. Suppose. Sometimes. You're not gonna deny it either, Miss Lestrade.
Ryu is not an exactly an elf. No, he is not.
He is just
a simple man learning how to exist in the world as a lawyer.
But not this time, alright? I swear, that thing belongs to me.
The disc that Mr. Winterbank is holding. Perhaps we should see what he has to say about all this. Oh, I also have something for you. I didn't show this to Mr. Winterbank, but I do have something for you. Oh, you don't have anything to say about that? Hey! That is a sacred item! Do give it back! That is the one thing you do not mess with. You do not mess with it.
What's the problem? Something wrong? Don't suppose. You're looking for this?
Yes, but how and when and how again?
I got a talent for it, haven't I? Diving.
That's bordering on black magic. It makes what I was about to say about my armband seem a little dull. Aww, he wants to show it off! I also like Gina's hat, scarf, and I know, her outfit is very... I love her design. The outfit and the hat and everything. It's like I feel like... I don't want to say like Newsboy, like thinking like Newsies type, but like, she does look like she would fit right in a production in Newsies.
So, what do you want to tell me about it then?
It belongs to my dead boyfriend. And it shows that I'm a lawyer. I don't need to hit the. I need to talk to, what's his face? Hi. What's so special about this disc?
Mr. Winterbank, what exactly is this metal disc that Miss Lestrade has brought in? It seems to have hundreds of tiny little bumps on its surface.
Is it a music disc? Used inside a music box.
In a music box?
What? You don't even know what a music box is? You Eastern lot ain't too savvy, eh?
We literally just looked at one. I know what a music box is, I've just never seen one of these discs before. The small protrusions on the metal disc encode the tune to be played by the music box. You simply insert the disc and set the machine going, and beautiful music plays.
It's so incredible. Tell us, what tune is on this disc?
Well, I'm afraid I couldn't tell you that. There's so many different types of music boxes, you see? British-made, German, Swiss. I have no way of knowing which particular machine this disc was made for. Oh, so they're made to be exclusive. There's not like a uniform production of like discs. Yeah, I guess based on where they're produced and stuff. And that's it in a nutshell. I wouldn't have any customers for nighting like this, even if the young lady forfeited it. Really, I'm already offering more than I should at a penny.
That's a packet of lies. You told me you did. You said it was, well...
Who's he?
Never you mind. It just ain't right, that's all. That disc's worth good money, I know it is.
Well then, you'll have to try luck at another pawnbroker's, won't you?
Rah! She's angry.
Does she come here regularly? She's been in before, of course, this little tatterdemalion. I see. And brought some dubious article or other with her every single time, I might add.
Dubious? What you trying to say? I'm an honest customer, me.
So, is there something dubious about the disc she brought in today? Well, if only it were that simple. Sorry? What do you mean? What she actually brought in was a storage. She wants to store it, huh?
Ah, a storage ticket. So... Miss Lestrade has actually come to redeem an article from you today, is that right?
Oh.
Yeah, that's right. A girl like me has a lot of stuff what needs storing.
Alright, yes, that's definitely dubious. The article in question would have been forfeited at midnight tonight. But now she gave me the ticket for it and repaid both the loan and the interest. I was obliged to return the article to her.
But what was the article? Do tell us, Mr. Windbank.
Isn't that kind of like a client confidentiality thing? Little scamp is wearing it, ma'am. Oh. The coat? The black coat, the one that everyone wants me to pawn. Who did that belong? No, that's not what Mr. McGilded wore, no. He wore like purple, right? We haven't seen that anywhere before, have we? Oh.
What? What's wrong with that? It fits, don't it? I mean, it's mine, so of course it does. So, what about the disc then? How does that come into all this?
Ah, the disc is something else. A new article's a pawn if the girl and I can agree a price. How did she come to acquire this, though? I'm confused. I thought you said Miss Lestrade brought in a storage ticket today. It's really quite simple. Yes, the child brought me a storage ticket and the money owed on it, as you say. For this heavy black coat, which he returned to her care, as I'd understood it. That's right, yes. And rather unsurprisingly, as soon as the little ragamuffin put the thing on, she went rifling through the pockets. Oh, you mean...
What? Don't you know it's rude to stare at a lady? Ah, I see it. So it came from the pocket of the overcoat, did it?
Huh. Okay, so I guess it's a smaller disc then? If you mean this disc, then yes, exactly, ma'am.
And she immediately tried to pawn it?
For quite a high price. Where did she originally get the coat from? This is all rather sus.
It's kinda sus. Give it up. I'm just trying to pawn something like anyone else would. Miss Lestrade, may I ask who deposited the overcoat here in the first place? Well, me.
It doesn't really appear to be your size.
Me old man. It's me old man's, ain't it? Is it Miss Lestrade?
Yeah, it's definitely all rather sus. Out of my way, please. Is
Is that the Shakespeare dude? Because I was wondering... The blonde dude, the Shakespeare dude. I was wondering when we would see him again. And we haven't. Is that him? Who's this picture postcard English gentleman? Good day to you, ladies, gentlemen.
What's your problem, eh?
There is no problem, as long as you remove yourself. I have a matter to discuss with the proprietor. And if you intend to make a problem of it, I shall see you outside, little girl, for the hiding you just... Dude, don't be rude to her! What the hell?
Oh, ain't it obvious? I ain't done talking with him yet. If you think you're such a jet, you should know how to wait in line.
Well, you are an impudent little brat, aren't you? Okay, fuck you. As well as a pickpocket.
Eh? Oh, who are you? How'd you know who I am?
Yeah, the question is, how do you not know who... You haven't had the courtesy even to remember the faces of your victims, it seems.
What? You mean from you?
Oh, is that his coat? Broker. Yes, sir? Yeah, there's no way that's the Shakespeare dude, right? Because he'd still be in the same flamboyant kind of, like, gear or whatever. I believe this filthy pocket thief has just redeemed an article from you, no? Yes, the article in question belongs to me. I demand for it to be returned at once.
Oh my.
Does it really? Or is he just...
No, that's a lie. What you're trying to pull?
You know what, I would trust Gina over, like, some, like, uptight shithead like you. Give me back my overcoat, you wastrel. And needless to say... Oh, now he's gonna JoJo pose too? Any music box discs too. You will never be him. You will never be Josuke.
No, you can't have it. You just can't.
Or you are you got like the Speedwagon kind of outfit on, but you will never be him.
It's me old Nan's, or it was. Now it's mine. Goodness, Mr. Naruhodo.
Yeah, she has honor. Yeah, she's trustworthy. Yeah, I would trust her over this, like, little pretentious prick. This is a very awkward situation. Yes. I think perhaps we should hear both sides of the story in a little more detail. Let's mediate.
Miss Lestrade, is what the gentleman is saying... What do you think? It's all lies, ain't it? Obviously. I swear on my life, I ain't never laid eyes on that dandy before.
Let's hear it now, you little ragamuffin. You stole it, didn't you? That ticket you brought in here just now?
No, I swear to God.
It was barely an hour ago. I was walking along the street, minding my own business, and this little gutling ran into me. I knew at once what had happened. I've been robbed yet again, I thought to myself. Those wretched pickpockets. Yet again? Oh yes, as you can see, I am a man of impeccable style. This isn't the first time that I've been targeted by these back-slum scoundrels. Please stop posing at me like that. Now then, relinquish my overcoat. You literally are like a JoJo villain, bro. Yeah, just because you're rich doesn't mean everybody is, buddy. Come along now, Mrs. Strahd. Give the good gentleman his coat back. If we're going to cause trouble, I shall have no choice but to call the police.
Hold on, why does everyone think it's me? Just look at this dandy coat, and you think I'm the dodgy one?
I'm sorry, but no one's going to believe you. Hey, I believe you. I will believe in you.
Well, what about evidence? Yeah. Where's the evidence that I've stolen something, eh? Come on, let's see it.
I mean, he knew about the music discs, but... Oh, I have evidence, naturally.
You what?
Uh-oh. Evidence that the article Miss Lestrade redeemed actually belongs to this gentleman.
Of course. We need only consult Mr. Windibank's ledger to know the truth. We'll be able to look up the name of the person who deposited the article in the first place.
Yes, brilliant. I'm very sorry, but I'm afraid that won't be possible.
Oh.
I never ask customers' names. That's a strict policy of mine. But surely you'd remember seeing her face, right? Although she does say she comes by here pretty often, right? Maybe he doesn't keep track of everything, you know? Well, now as you can imagine, some of my customers have circumstances to consider. A great many of them prefer to maintain their anonymity.
Yes, I see. But then how can you know if an article belongs to the person asking to redeem it?
Oh, it's quite simple. Good sir, might I trouble you for the watchword associated with the article in question? Ah, a password of sorts. Of course, it's... Professor. Oh my god. He's doing the... You will never be Josuke. Yes, that's right, all the evidence we need. This gentleman is the rightful owner of the article, without doubt. A watchword? Interesting. So, about these watchwords, Mr. Windibank. As I just explained, I never ask customers' names when they deposit items with me. There are many reasons why certain customers would like to keep their activities secret.
Hey, bestie, what are you looking at?
Wasn't exactly a subtle glance at Mr. Sholmes. Oh, he's having the time of his life there.
Great detectives have no dark secrets, none at all.
Oh, Susato. Yes, well, anyway, that's why I always ask for a watchword whenever I accept a new article. In many ways, it's like the secret combination of numbers used to unlock a vault. The date of deposit, a description, and a watchword uniquely identify each item. And of course, then I give the storage ticket to the customer. When someone comes to redeem something, I ask for the ticket and the watchword. And if that someone tells you the correct watchword, you redeem the article? Well, clearly Gina knew the right watchword too. Yeah, Susato, yeah, she's too naive, man. But Gina clearly knew the watchword if he gave her the code, you know? So, yeah. So yes, just as soon as the requisite fee is paid. And I have supplied you with the information you require. You didn't give the ticket, though. She had the ticket and you didn't, Buster. The article in question is an overcoat deposited 2 months ago on 15th February. With a watchword of Professor. All perfectly correct information, sir.
But how?
Really, this is beyond a joke now. There is no further room for doubt. Hey, fuck you. Excuse me, but who are you? He's gonna be insulted. One would expect the Inquirer to introduce himself first. Okay, fuck you. Though clearly you are not British, so perhaps our ways are foreign to you. Oh, sorry, yes, we're from the Empire of Japan. We're studying here. Oh, yes, Japan. I've heard talk of the place. What? What is that? Why is he JoJo posing? What was this thing? What the fuck? Why is everybody in this? What? It might just be the fact that they have like more animations and everything, but why are all the men so flat? Why are they like this? Ugh, man, we got Van Zeek slutting it up in the courtroom, and now this, and then Herlock being a little pathetic boy with the. I didn't see the JoJo. Yeah, hi, Banana. Yeah, we have a JoJo prick here. Man, you will never be Speedwagon. All right, bruh. You might be thinking of somewhere else. And what was that theatrical gestic? This is him, isn't it? This is the Shakespeare dude, isn't it? I mean, I think the face is kind of similar. I assume they were all sticking to the cartoon rule if everybody wears the same outfits all the time and behaves in the same way. And this is such a far cry from like the little Shakespeare dude that, Perhaps. Anyway, if you are a gentleman, sir, you offer your own name first before inquiring in the name of another. Of course, yes. I'm Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I'm a lawyer. First class just sounded gonna hop in for a couple minutes and leave for next class. No worries. I hope the semester's treating you well.
My name is Susato Mikotoba. I am Mr. Naruhodo's assistant.
I see. Is he a prosecutor? Now I'm thinking. With my prosecutors all have to have a theater minor. Or, it's not, but I'm surviving. Oh, I'm sorry about that. I hope it gets easier. I hope it gets better with time. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. My name is Benedict. Eggert Benedict. Eggs Benedict. Enchanté. Alright. Bitch boy. He's so refined in how he holds himself and how he speaks, but is he method acting? The name and everything? It's French. Is he a method actor getting into the role, the mind of whatever character this is, and just being an absolute prick to everybody? Now, to the matter at hand. What is that? What is that? Whoa! Why are the men in this game like this? I mean, like, again, I think it's the 3D, like, animations. More so than, like, the trilogy. They're all just, like, fruity bitch boys. I've never had Eggs Benedict. I like scrambled eggs, fried eggs over hard, stuff like that. I have a code to return it at once to someone with the style to carry it off.
Every movie makes, every breath it takes. I can't stand watching them.
Ah ha ha! Ha ha! Pun! Well, I don't know if that can be considered a pun, but yeah. Sholmes and Cosimo are not I say that affectionately. But yeah, I would say, yeah, Van Zieks is the bitch boy of the game, for sure. Cosimo just makes me sad. Herlock is my silly man that I love. Cosimo makes me sad. And Van Zieks just makes me laugh at him. So let that be an end to the matter. And thank you for your custom, Mr. Eggert Benedict. What the fuck is this? Van Zieks is a Giga Chad? I mean, yeah, I see it. He does kind of bring that energy in the courtroom, just kind of owning everything like that, but who gave him permission to act like such a whore in the courtroom? For real, like with the legs and everything, and then his little fruity little point and everything. But then there's this dude with such reasonable rates of interest. I may even decide to come back. Bro, what the fuck?
This is why I hate grown-ups. Just because I'm a diver, everyone thinks that makes me a liar.
Yeah, listen to kids. And the contents of the code pockets, if you please, broker. No, your outfit doesn't match, though.
So you're ugly.
But of course, sir, here's the disc for you. Is this a French disc, then, if he has a French name? But, no, his name isn't French. I don't know why I thought he was French. Maybe because he said enchanté. I don't know. Just this one? Pardon, sir? I was expecting another. That is, I deposited another. Another disc? Oh, dear. I regret to inform you, sir, that what was deposited on...
I'm yawning, I'm eepy.
That what was deposited with me was merely the overcoat. The disc happened to be in one of the pockets, but I was completely unaware of it until now. Yeah, so he's technically not responsible for it. So, Gutterling, you're hiding more of what's rightfully mine, are you?
So is who, eh? I don't know nothing about it.
Very well. Then I shall bid you farewell. Say goodbye to style. What the fuck is wrong with this man?
Wait a minute, that disc is mine.
Whoa! Oh, what do you think you're doing, you little tramp? You've drawn blood, you filthy animal. Oh my god, is he...
Oh my, yes.
Oh, is he gonna be an absolute Karen over this? And act like he was on the brink of death because of this?
There's blood on the disc.
It's because of all those sharp little bumps. The man must have scratched his finger. Isn't he wearing gloves, though? He's wearing gloves. Bro was wearing gloves.
I found it first, alright? I mean, it belonged to me old man.
Every time Van Zieks puts his legs on the prosecutor bench, the groupie faints in the court gallery. I love that. I just laugh every time he does that. Yeah, he's making a molehill out of nothing, or a mountain out of a molehill. I'm not good with phrases. If he cut his finger, what was there to cut? He is wearing gloves. That's fake blood that he planted. He is being a Karen.
So you're not having it. Oi, you take it.
Me?
If I hang on to it, they'll have it off me again. So you keep hold of it.
Miss Lestrade, why is this disc so important to her? Can it be cleaned? Huh. You there, in the Black Library. Hand that disc to me at once, please. I want to inspect it, actually. Look at all the little bumps on the disc. They're so tiny.
Yes, the protrusions are called pins, and they pluck the teeth of the comb to make notes. And just on the edge, there's a small amount of blood.
Yes, the blood of the mysterious Mr. Eggert Benedict.
When Miss Lestrade tried to grab the disc from him, the pin scratched his fingers, it seems.
He was wearing gloves, though!
Like when you're grating some daikon radish and accidentally catch your finger.
Ow, just thinking about it hurts. Puts me off eating radish. Unless... Oh! Ooh! Maybe that coat did belong to him.
Oh, there's a little scrap of paper stuck onto the reverse side of the disc. Look.
Yeah, there's no way the other guy would give something to a deceased guy like that or hold on to it that long.
Looks like somebody's name. For McGilded.
McGilded? It couldn't be.
But it is, Mr. Naruhodo. A name I shall never forget for as long as I live.
But why? Why is his name on this? Proof that it belongs to Jaina. Pop. She and Iris have become friends. Oh yeah, she stole the thing. They're besties.
No, don't! He's lying. Grown-ups are all liars.
What do I do now? Give it to Gina. Look at it. It's for Gina. Well, Miss Lestrade's really looking daggers at that mysterious gentleman. We need to do something to calm things down before she loses control and attacks him again. Do you have anything to say, buddy? Mr. Windibank is clearly at— Oh, I need to talk to Herlock. Oh yeah, don't do anything with that. I need to show this to Herlock, don't I? Hi, friend! Mr. Schultz, what are you examining with such keen interest there? As you enjoy a bar of caramel, it seems. Gonna head off now, no worries! Iris, yes, she is adorable. I want to adopt her. I want to adopt her as my kid. So, you found me at last, Mr. Naruhodo. Sorry? After that young pickpocket sent me on my way, I was forced to lurk in the shadows. Coolly ostracized as the rest of you partook in the jovial atmosphere of fellowship. I had nothing to occupy my mind, but was too ashamed to let society see what my downfall had done to me. So feigning mock interest, I pretended to examine the tedious trinkets in this desolate place. Whilst, as you shrewdly observed, gnawing on the only friend I have left, the 7% solution of caramel. Pray, do claim to understand the depths of my despair, Mr. Naruhodo, but how could you? I was so lonely, so desperately lonely. Then why on earth didn't you rejoin conversation? You're having a rough day, aren't you, buddy? Things have gone from bad to worse here, you know. Yes, I overheard much of your conversation. Or rather, in my craving for human contact, my ears devoured every word that was uttered. You really were sad, weren't you?
Poor Mr. Sholmes. I feel simply awful for you.
It would seem that my inferences are correct.
Oh, surely you're not about to tell us that you've solved the entire case once again?
Or is it deduction time? My dear madam, sometimes I wonder. Were my genius for deduction to be commoditized, which it kinda has already, how much could I pawn it for? I mean, the manuscript. Seems Mr. Sholmes has had another of his flashes of inspiration, but who knows if it'll help resolve the situation between Miss Lestrade and the mysterious gentleman. What's the right thing to do here? Let's listen to it! Well, Miss Lestrade, it would appear you find yourself in something of a predicament.
What the blue blazes have you been, eh?
Pardon?
Well, a lady's in trouble. A true gent's supposed to be there to help. Straight away. Now, not now or later.
And who, pray tell, are you? Mr. Eggert Benedict. You have, in my eyes, a veritably encyclopedic array of curiosities about your person. Nevertheless, there are two immovable conclusions I have drawn. That fool's no match for him, exactly. I beg your pardon. The first is this. The true reason for your visit to this pawnbrokery today is something you have not yet revealed. And the second is this. Considerable crime is in contemplation. One you will orchestrate with intent to steal a vast sum of money. Well, Mr. Benedict, what say you to my deductions? Ow! He's turned as white as a hard-boiled egg. Got him.
It would seem that once again, Mr. Sholmes has made a flawless deduction.
Just who do you think you are, sir? Ah, yes, as I hoped. That is precisely the pained expression I was looking for. So, shall we begin? The time's come for yet another Herlock Sholmes logic and reasoning spectacular! Alrighty. Let's go. Oh, these are fun. I like these. First of all, we must ask ourselves on what business you've entered this pawnbrokery today. You claim to have followed this pickpocketeer, having had the redemption ticket stolen from you on the street. Oh my god, there's little Amoguses in the background. Is it Amoguses or Amogai? Those shoes are Amogai. What's the plural of Amogus? But look at that. Oh my god, the doll did it because her shoes are sus. But that is most certainly a lie. The real truth is something quite is that the circus flyer? No. Amoguses is the plural, okay. Has revealed why that which you hold in your hand. Yes, I brought you to this shop in the first place. Staff recruitment. There's no way he would work in a lowly place like this. Yeah. Piece of paper in your hand is a staff wanted advertisement from this very shop. Yet even the most unobservant would soon realize that a man of your appearance has no need of such employ. In other words, there is some ulterior motive for your actions. The cane which you unwittingly clutch to your person exhibits an incontrovertible contradiction. Initials. What utter rot! I've had this cane for years. The contradiction of which I speak is, of course, the missing ferrule. The end of any walking cane would be terminated with a metal ferrule to protect the wooden tip. It would be the initials, because it says AG, and that's not his initials he claims are EB. And yet a detailed analysis shows the wooden tip of this stick to be utterly bare. Yeah, AG. Those gotta be his real initials. Therefore, there is only one conclusion. The rod that you hold in your hand, which appears to be a walking cane, is in fact no cane at all. You think it's like a sheathed sword or something? You recoil, sir. Is something wrong? And in your recoiling, you inadvertently facilitate the answer of the next conundrum to present itself. Namely, what is the truth behind this rod you bear? Yes, your reaction betrays the truth. The handle, which you evidently would like to conceal, is the key to understanding this riddle. From the moment I saw it, my suspicions were aroused. What walking cane demands such a stout handle, mused I. But of course, as I said, this is no walking cane. No, that rod is the broken handle of a shovel. Or is it a spade? What? Are you insane? And now, having determined this undeniable truth, the conclusion is clear. True motive for coming here was to take employment at this establishment in order to excavate the ground beneath the premises. Good job, buddy. What a calculated crime you've conceived, sir. A wickedly calculated crime. I was gonna moita somebody if there's a sword in that cane. Now, Mr. Benedict, let us continue. We must expose the details of this elaborate crime you have in the planning. This is utterly absurd. You suggest that I, a gentleman, intend to excavate the ground beneath this pawnbrokery with a broken shovel? What on earth do you propose I could expect to find there? Woo! Those sick moves. Some long-forgotten treasure, I suppose. Save a fanciful theory, what possible reason could I have to do as you say? Oh, but there is ample reason. As you are only too well aware, Mr. Benedict. Where are you looking, buddy? Ah, and your furtive glance is more telling than I could have hoped. What? The gun. Let us consider what would motivate a man to infiltrate a shop such as this and covertly dig beneath its floor. The answer is revealed by the council notice on the counter. The gun. He was looking at the gun, I'm sure. Letter gives notice of public works to be carried out in the local area. And according to the enclosed plan of the upcoming sewage works, beneath this shop runs a sewer that adjoins another, one that runs under the bank on the opposite side of the road. This madness has entered the sewers now, has it? By excavating the ground beneath our feet, you will gain access to the waterway. That flows in very close proximity to a great vault of the financial institution opposite. What are you? In summary, sir, you devised a master plan to pull off an elaborate bank robbery by dint of underground tunnels. Master plan? Oh, dearie me! Which brings us at last to the final chapter of this lurid scheme. With what plunder did the thief hope to make off from the underground vault of the bank? Are you quite serious? Having consulted with Scotland Yard some days ago, I happen to know the answer. But naturally, the answer is no secret with you, is it, Mr. Benedict? I have no idea what you're talking about. Allow me to present a rather interesting piece of evidence. You see, this picture postcard tells us all we need to— yeah, the Crystal Tower. I need to do that in Final Fantasy 14. A postcard of the Great Exhibition. I'm afraid you've quite lost me. Currently in the final stages of preparation, the Great Exhibition will soon be underway. And the government has provided extra funds to complete its centerpiece, the Crystal Tower. Funds that currently sit in the vault of the bank on the other side of this road. Pardon? Yes, oh my god, a little bugle. The considerable crime you've been contemplating is the theft of that which sits in the vault of that bank, the special reserve funds for the Great Exhibition. Of course, that is top secret police information, so keep it under your hat, please. Alright, let's fix up this. Let's change this delusion into deduction. Yeah. Thus concludes Sherlock Holmes' great deduction of this pawnbroking puzzle. Excellent work. Looking so proud of himself. Mr. Sholmes. Well, Mr. Naruhodo, an impressively upbeat deduction for a detective racked with loneliness, would you not agree? Was it true what you said about the bank over the road and what it has its vault? I'm losing my ability to speak words coherently. Indeed, though few know of its existence, it's one of the government's most closely guarded secrets. Gregson told me in the strictest confidence, and now you're telling me.
But he just announced it to everyone here. Rather loudly, in fact.
Ah! And if it's such a big secret, how would Mr. Benedict have come to find out about it? There can be but one explanation for that. Clearly it is because the man is a criminal.
But what if he didn't know anything about the money in the vault? If he is a criminal, as you said, then buying a brand new shovel is sure to be the first thing he does now that you revealed the secret.
Oh. Or if he doesn't, I mean, you think his cane is a shovel. Maybe Mr. Windibank will. He already has plenty of shovels here. On my life, I assure you I'm not so unscrupulous. Well. Hopefully this has taught you a valuable lesson. Sensitive information must be handled with the utmost of care. One can never be sure that someone privy to secrets won't disclose them, and once the word is out, it's out. Perhaps I'll think twice before confiding in you next time, Mr. Sholmes. An excellent idea, Mr. Naruhodo, an excellent idea!
Well then, Mr. Naruhodo, you know what to do, I'm sure.
Yes, let's listen to that great deduction again and see if we can massage it into shape. Yeah! Very well then, let us start once more from the beginning. Of Herlock Sholmes, magnificent. Logic and reasoning spectacular. Alright. Who's gonna kill somebody? First of all, we must ask ourselves on what business you came here. Trying to follow the pickpocket. That is most certainly a lie. The real truth is something quite different. As revealed by that which you hold in your hand. Is there something on the other side? So, by Mr. Sholmes' reasoning, Mr. Benedict came here in order to apply for a job so he could dig down through the floor.
Yes, in an attempt to tunnel into the sewers to gain access to the money in the vault of the bank across the road. But he wouldn't get very far with a broken shovel, would he?
No, I think it's fair to say his motives lie elsewhere. The question is where? What did bring Mr. Benedict here at this particular point in time? Anything on... Gina!
Oh! Look at all the scribbled notes on the back of the flyer here.
I don't believe it. What is it? Or is he gonna try to steal the discs, particularly? Name, Gina Lestrade, height 5'2", green cap, scruffy waistcoat, grubby white shirt, blue satchel, ragged. Isn't her satchel like brown? I don't know. I'm probably thinking of the girl in the previous case. It's a detailed description of she's being like stalked, Jesus. There's even a sketch of her hat and all. Although if he showed it to her, she'd fire that smoke grenade launcher in his face for sure, and she should.
And look, the details of the shop have been written down here too. Windbank's Pawnbrokery, Baker Street, redemption deadline, 15th April.
Which is today's date. Creepy.
Take that!
Yes, what brought you to this shop in the first place is the info about Miss Lestrade. Quite so, my dear fellow. It would appear that the writing and sketch on the reverse of the flyer pertain to the pickpocket Miss Lestrade and to Mr. Winterbank's pawnbrokery here. You originally told us that you had merely given chase after Miss Lestrade stole the redemption ticket from you. But that, sir, is a thinly veiled lie. It is the information on the back of the flyer that led you here today. By which I mean, here to Winterbank's Pawnbrokery, and today the redemption deadline of that overcoat. So you waited outside for the young girl matching the description you have written down to arrive. And you have gone to some lengths to hide the reason for your pursuit of Miss Lestrade. In other words, there is some ulterior motive for your actions. The cane which you unwittingly clutched to your person exhibits an incontrovertible contradiction. The initials. What's a ferrule?
It's the metal cap commonly found on the end of a cane, Mr. Naruhodo.
Ah, the bit that makes a nice clacking sound on the pavement. Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's the clacky thing.
And Mr. Sholmes is right, it appears to be missing on this cane.
But it doesn't actually look broken, does it?
No, it doesn't. Though the gentleman certainly did recoil when Mr. Sholmes identified the cane as suspicious.
In other words, there's some secret about the cane that Mr. Benedict would rather we don't know. Initialing. AG. Some letters.
It's customary for people to engrave their belongings with their first letters of their names.
HS. And they are AG. You're hiding your identity. The contradiction of which I speak is, of course, the initialing. A most astute observation, wouldn't you say, Mr. Eggert Benedict? If that is even your real name, or unless you stole that from somebody else, we are led to believe, sir, that your initials are EB. Yet, in a most possessive manner, you have in your grasp a cane bearing the initials AG. Oops. A catchy Goro. Everything reminds me of him! We have a little over a month before I can play a new game with him in it! An incontrovertible contradiction indeed, would you not agree? Wow, you really are an ace detective! A celebrity, Mr. Holmes, or Sholmes! You said before that he had that cane for years. So don't try to tell us that you just borrowed it from a friend or found it in the park. In short, though you hold yourself to be a gentleman, you have withheld your true name. Oh. I will lie. And in your recoiling, you inadvertently facilitate the answer of the next conundrum to present itself. What is the truth behind this rod you bear? The handle. Let's consider the bare bones of what's happened here. Mrs. Strahd redeemed that fine-looking overcoat, and now a mystery man has appeared, introducing himself with a fake name, and claiming the overcoat belongs to him.
But we know that he actually identified Mrs. Strahd from a written description, which suggests that everything else he's told us is untrue.
So what we need to do here is somehow prove that the overcoat cannot possibly belong to him. Is there a tag on it? A split seam. Oh.
The seam on the shoulder there is coming apart. Look.
So it is.
Do you know, a moment ago when Mr. Benedict was surprised by something that was said, I thought I heard him make a...
Oh yeah, he ripped. Yeah, I did hear that, yeah.
Now I think it was probably the sound of the seam ripping open.
It does seem to be a very tight fit. It doesn't fit him. Yeah. We're gonna run around in it. I'm sure the whole thing would fall apart.
That I'd like to see.
What? You want him to strip? Oh my god. All these men are sluts. And Susato knows it. And she thinks they should lean into it. The split seam, which you evidently would like to conceal, is the key to understanding this riddle. Yes, because the overcoat is rather obviously a poor fit. Having forced it over your broad shoulders... Oh wait, that's Ryunosuke. The seam is already breaking apart. My suspicions were aroused from the outset. When you so badly lied about your name and so boldly waylaid this pickpocket. This catalogue of untruths has all been for one very specific purpose. To steal the article that the young girl redeemed for Mr. Winterbank. Oh, he's... No! Dramatic spin. What really irks me is this. The considerable crime I initially imagined has been considerably curtailed. Did he want the discs in the pocket? Was that the main objective? Alrighty. Next part. Decided to wheeze to filch some tawdry article of pawnage. Have you forgotten that I redeemed the article in the proper manner using the watchword? Had I not been the one to deposit it in the first place? How could I have possibly known the relevant details? N'est-ce pas? Oh, but the watchword can be discovered. As you are only too well aware, Mr. Benedict. So it's not the gun. A furtive glance is more telling. Someone snooped and looked at the watchword, huh? Let us consider how one might come to learn a secret watchword without relating the pawned property of another.
The direction of the deduction must change rather dramatically now, I think.
Yes, no more talk of tunneling into the sewers. Which is a pity, because it all sounded rather oh my god, Ryunosuke. You know what? A little heist would be kind of fun. Can't deny that this mysterious gentleman did know the watchword.
Yes, Professor. If you didn't know that word, Mr. Windibank would never allow you to redeem the article.
Did someone else learn it and tell it to him or something? If you did know the word, he would allow you to redeem it, whether it was yours or not. Could he have found the watchword out somehow? Maybe from the security camera. Look at this, Mr. Sato.
Oh, it appears to be a memo that Mr. Windibank has scribbled to himself. Hello, Katria! How are you doing? How is it going? How are ya today? Oh, Professor, aha!
Is he somehow aware of the cameras that take pictures every 30 minutes and that's how he learned it? Mr. Windibank must make a note of the watchwords his customers give him right before their eyes. And an alarmingly clear script as well.
Oh dear, I don't know where to look. Who knows what other secrets I might see?
Colleges, oh no. I'm sorry about that, but I hope it gets better. I hope you can make some time for yourself, relax, get some rest. But yeah, I hope it gets better. The method is revealed by the notelet on the counter to which your eyes were inadvertently drawn. Yes, the broker here follows the same procedure whenever a customer comes to redeem an article. He asks the customer for the watchword and notes down the response uttered on the notelet he has to hand. Then he consults his letter and confirms whether or not the watchword matches that of the article in question. I would expect nothing less of a diligent pawnbroker. My words are starting to jumble. But its diligence clearly has its disadvantages. I cranked out a ton of work today, so I have some breathing space, but I can't get caught lacking. Well, I hope you enjoy this breathing space and really use it to rest. But I'm proud of you for working so hard and doing what you need to do. It is increasingly apparent that you were present in the shop before your accusation against Mrs. Strahd. Oh yeah, you could just peek over and see it. In all likelihood, you followed her inside, and then observed her talking to Mr. Windibank. When the diligent broker made a note of the watchword, as is his common practice, he observed him writing the word professor on the notelet beside the letter. Oh, that's, yeah, him speaking. I'm hungry. I'll enjoy the space until tomorrow. Then I get to solve, oh. Well, I hope it's still an enjoyable space. And that, sir, was the master plan you advised to steal the pawned article from the young Mrs. Strahd. Master plan! Which brings us at last to the final chapter of this lurid scheme. Why would you go to such lengths to redeem that particular article from this pawnbroker? Are you quite serious? For a new-fitting overcoat hardly seems to justify much effort, much less a worthless music box disc. But it belonged to Mr. McGilded. Mr. Scholes! Rip his balls off! Yes! I had no idea what you're talking about. Allow indeed to present a rather interesting piece of evidence. You see, this picture postcard tells us all we need to know. It's because this belonged to the rich man that's dead. The article we're talking about, the overcoat and the music box that were in the pocket,
Which, according to Mr. Windibank, isn't even worth a penny.
and yet this man went to such lengths to steal them. Why?
I wonder if perhaps we already have the evidence we need to explain it.
Yeah. Yee.
Take that!
Have you played this game, Katria? You see, the music box disc tells us all we need to know. What's that on the back? So you'd be like, hi, you haven't? Oh, okay. Hi, Chris. We'll probably be wrapping it after this deduction because I am kind of tired and hungry, but well, here, how are you doing? For McGilded. Ah, Mr. Magnus McGilded. The unfortunate philanthropist who perished in curious circumstances at the Old Bailey 2 months ago. Was this man involved somehow? A prominent man in London, through his loan-mongering, demonstrated a distinct lack of subscript. I don't know. I should put my next game as the Apollo Justice Trilogy. Yes! I am gonna play the Apollo Justice Trilogy as well.
I may only stream the 4th one because I've heard the 5th and 6th are like kind of meh. I don't know like what kind of like big story significance or if there's any kind of like overarching plot importance there. We'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. So, you're an associate of his, are you? Or perhaps a subordinate? Mr. McGilded was a man of unusually small stature. In fact, he was precisely the right size for that overcoat that you squeezed yourself into. Your true identity remains shrouded in mystery, Mr. Eggert Benedict. But the final conclusion here is crystal clear. The reason you came to this pawnbrokery today was to retrieve an article left behind by the late Magnus McGilded. Row! Another one of my posters is falling. Ow, my posters are fallen! Persona 3 is making me unwell, have in store a Maniac. Other than that, you're doing alright? Cool. I'm doing alright. We are on the last case of the first game. Yeah. Apparently this one's very long, too, so we're really in it. Well, well, Mr. Magnus McGilded. Not a name I expected to hear in these circumstances.
Mr. Jones? I am afraid there's something very troubling on my mind.
Pray tell, Mrs. Sato.
Well, according to what Mr. Windibank told us earlier, today was the final day on which the coat could have been redeemed, was it not?
Yes, ma'am, that is correct. Today would be precisely 2 months as it was first deposited. Well, today is 15th April, so 2 months ago today would have been 15th February, sir. That's right. It's all carefully recorded in my ledger. Deposited at 10:30 p.m., I see. What? But that suggests that was the day of the...
And 10:30 in the evening is precisely the time at which the terrible events were unfolding.
Suggestive is not the word. It would seem the matter was entirely beyond coincidence. And Mr. McGilded himself was the one who, stored this coat here. You are, of course, at liberty to make whatever outlandish deductions you choose. However... That's okay. Oh my god. Since you're trying to imitate Josuke, are you gonna do, but you're doing like a very bad imitation? Is the reverse gonna happen and is that gun gonna turn into a piece of paper? I must insist you hand over the music box disc now. Bro, just hit us with that one meme. Yeah, yeah, like the fist and the gun. It would be a terrible shame for you to return to your native land in a box. Reaching for his sword and pulls it. Oh yeah, there's the Persona 5 version of that too is great, where someone in a Yusuke cosplay does that. When he pulls out the gun, it goes like da-da-do. Kind of want to buy FES just to be able to play the answer. I'm so torn about what to do for the answer, because I'd like to play it, but if I'm not going to be able to stream it, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. What do I do? No fucking way. I don't care if I'm gonna die. There's no way I'm handing that thing over to you. No! There are some things a man must protect at all costs. This may well be one of those things. Then again, it may not. Oh! Mr. Windibank! Gotta, go, just... Oh my god. Go, Gadget! It's been a minute since I've heard that song. I could do a reaction, but true. This is my shop. Can't allow any harm to come to my customers if that would happen. I should have to take my own life! Mr. Windibank, no! Alright, that's enough! Oh, hi. Tobias. Inspector Gregson! Do you have your chips? Inspector... Where are his chips? Oh, he means business. If he doesn't have the chips, he means business. That's right, sunshine. The alarm was raised on one of our dedicated emergency lines. So we got here as fast as we could. Now, what's all this about, eh? Oh, praise be, you're here at last! I was moments away from forfeiting my own life in my very own establishment. I like his theme song, it's very funky. It would seem you have the upper hand. Did I see the Makoto trailer? I like watched bits and pieces of it. I think I kind of want to like I don't want to say not watch trailers until release. I think I kind of want to be surprised by a lot of the stuff in the game once it comes out. So I watched like little bits of it. I did get to see, we got to see hear some like actual voice lines and everything. A new character trailer every week. Oh wow. See, I think I might wait, and I think I might not watch them, or like maybe watch them after release even, just to see what they were like. But I think I kind of want to be surprised now with everything in the game. But yeah, what's stopping him from just killing them all? Yeah. Should everyone and then brawl the last one? True. Yeah. I mean, does he maybe, I don't know. Oh, there he got his chips. But I don't know. Does he think the others could get the jump on him? Right. You lot have some explaining to do. I don't appreciate being bothered with some petty argy-bargy.
Petty? Mr. Windibank very nearly met with his end.
He's like, hey, he threatens to shoot himself every other week. Yeah, by his own gun, as far as I can tell. Oh dear. No, yeah, Kasumi's, that was the girl. Oh my god, Laura Post? And the whole of Britain could meet with its end if I don't get to the bottom of the case I'm supposed to be working on. What on earth is the case, Inspector? Spare no detail, Gregson! The burn my dread. I might have said a little too much. No matter, it's nothing to do with your lot. Does it relate to Kazuma's mission? No! Anyway, sir, you're gonna have to come with me down to the station. But of course, Inspector. What? He's getting away! Oh my god, he's did the little spinny away. Sir! Oh my god! Oh my god! Ah! Bro's running! There's been a spate of thefts at pawn shops around here recently. So if there's emergency buttons underneath the counters for brokers to let us know when there's trouble. Yeah, he just dashed away! He just said, whoop! Oh, Inspector, I was very worried there for a while, very worried indeed. Now then, Mr. Permanently in mourning. Permanently in mourning! Oh my god! I mean, yeah, he's still wearing his dead boyfriend's armband. And we did kind of meet, that was kind of established first when we met, that I'm here to take the place of said dead boyfriend. But he's still associating that with me! I mean, god damn, it's been 2 months at this point. Jeez! Imposter syndrome time, sus! TARDIS gameplay showed the floors are going to be complicated 3D. Ooh, interesting. So are they going to be like set layouts? Because that's a lot to like, rather than, are they still going to be like randomly generated? Because that would be a lot of floors to like hand design or like individually design and everything. Yes. I'll be taking that whatever it is of Mr. McGill is down to the yard. Thank you very much. So hand it over. Oh, yes, of course.
No, don't give it to him. It's mine, that is, mine.
I'm sorry, miss, but anything belonging to Mr. McGill, it has to be taken in as evidence now. Was he involved? Oh, it's a 10th floor bonus dungeon. You can fight the okay. And it's not a New Game Plus thing? Because normally the Velvet Room attendant battles are a New Game Plus thing only. If the police demand something as evidence, my dear fellow, we have no choice but to capitulate. It's all yours, Inspector. And so, we handed Mr. McGilded's disc over to Inspector Gregson, and we're summarily turfed out of the shop and onto the street.
To be continued. Alright. That's where we'll call it for tonight. Ah. Alright. If you leave, you have to start. Oh, you have to do it all over again. Oh, Jesus. But this is where we'll call it for the day, for the night. Let's exit the game and save again because I'm silly. And yeah, that's where we'll call it. Thank you all so much for being here. Tomorrow I have to announce it in the Discord, but I'm probably gonna start stream a bit later because I have an appointment to get my COVID vaccine tomorrow night. I'm anticipating stream to start probably closer to 7:30 at the latest, and it'll probably be a shorter stream, which may not bode well for the Great Ace Attorney. I don't know, we'll see. But it'll definitely be a later start. I do want to stream tomorrow, but it'll be a later start. Unless I just reschedule to Friday. But Fridays are usually Mario Party nights with the family. Unless we move that to Thursday. I don't know. I will figure it out in the Discord. Or I'll figure it out, but yeah. It's the best lot to grind too. But that's all. Thank you all so much for being here. I will keep you all posted in the Discord as to what we do tomorrow. Again, thank you all so much. Have a great night or day, whatever time it is where you are.